Chapter 260. When the Sun family's affairs were exposed, he would really die without a burial place. Therefore, it was not impossible to kill Yu Xiaochuan, but now was not a good time. Fortunately, Yu Xiaochuan and Tang Tang were only restoring their previous relationship. If Yu Xiaochuan wanted to do something and Tang Tang did not agree, Yu Xiaochuan probably could not do anything. This was the same as Chen Jinpeng and Shen Jingxian. As long as they were not married, they could not use force. After all, the woman's background was also very powerful. 100 million. Xiao Chen directly stretched out a finger and gestured in front of Yu Xiaochuan. Huh! Yu Xiaochuan's eyes widened and he was suddenly shocked. Even though he looked like a gentleman, he could not help but curse at this moment. Xiao Chen, are you F***king crazy because of poverty? Why should I give you money? I have photos. Xiao Chen said lightly, although I did not do it with her, I took a lot of photos of her. When the time comes, Yu Xiaochuan was so angry that his chest heaved. He wanted to slap Xiao Chen to death at this moment. He did not expect that Xiao Chen would make such a condition. Originally, he thought that Xiao Chen would be easy to deal with, but this guy was really difficult. He looked at Tang Tang and saw her nodding embarrassedly. Yu Xiaochuan's heart was cold. In his opinion, Tang Tang would not joke with her reputation. This was related to Tang Tang's reputation. He was going crazy. Are you F***king crazy because of poverty? You dare to say anything? 100 million? Pull out the 9 families of Songning County and ask them one by one. How many of them could come up with 100 million in cash? And he was not the master of the Yu family. Even the master of the family, Master Yu, could not come up with 100 million directly. If you don't agree, then forget it. Then I will continue to be with Tang Tang. Xiao Chen said shamelessly. Okay, let me think about it. A ruthless glint flashed in Yu Xiaochuan's eyes. He definitely couldn't take out 100 million, at least not now. What he was thinking now was whether he could find someone to get rid of Xiao Chen. Or, even if he didn't kill Xiao Chen, he would destroy those photos from Xiao Chen's hands. Xiao Chen was now living at Cheng Menjing's place, so there was definitely no place to store those photos. It was probably in a camera or laptop in Xiao Chen's house. If he could smash those 2 things into pieces, then he would have nothing to worry about. Take your time to think about it. Xiao Chen also felt Yu Xiaochuan's ruthlessness, but he sneered in his heart. You'd better not have any crooked thoughts. Otherwise, I can only send you on your way in order to protect myself. Yu Xiaochuan left. Tang Tang's face was a little ugly. She sat in her seat, a little unhappy. She ate half of the boxed lunch and stopped eating. Now, with Xiao Chen's financial foundation, they didn't have to eat steamed buns and pickles every day. Xiao Chen could buy some boxed lunches sold at a better school. Although the dishes inside were not as delicious as directly ordered in the cafeteria, the nutrition was also quite rich. You don't want to eat? Xiao Chen saw that Tang Tang still had a lot left. How can I be in the mood to eat? I didn't expect this guy to be such a scumbag. I just became a little more beautiful, and he jumped out. Tang Tang was a little depressed. Originally, she was very happy that she became beautiful. This was because she could confess to Xiao Chen boldly and logically. She no longer needed to use her identity as his cousin. But now, Yu Xiaochuan suddenly interfered, which made Tang Tang suddenly understand that her previous idea was just a fantasy. If she really changed back, would the Yu family and the Tang family let her go? Now, Tang Tang hoped that she could return to her previous appearance. It was better to be carefree. Although she and Xiao Chen were just buddies, at least, they could be happy together. Gay friends could also be very happy. It was just that the good days were coming to an end. Looking at Yu Xiaochuan's appearance, he didn't want to give up. Tang Tang knew that once the Tang family called, even if she refused, the Tang family might take coercive measures against her. You can't not eat. If you don't eat, I will. Xiaochen took Tang Tang's boxed lunch and ate it. Puff. Tang Tang listened to the first half of Xiaochen's words, and she was quite moved. The second half of the sentence, she couldn't help but be amused. You still have the mood to eat? If I am caught, I may not be able to go to the morning market with you to sell fried dough sticks. I know. Xiaochen nodded. He wanted to say that if Tang Tang waited for him, he would snatch her back, but he couldn't say it. He and Tang Tang had always been buddies before. Although they hinted at each other, they didn't confess. Even if Xiaochen wanted to snatch, what identity would he use to do it? Moreover, how could Xiaochen snatch? If he was the young master of the Xiao family, he could compete with the Yu family, but now he wasn't. He could only rely on himself for everything. Don't ask him for so much money. I know you want him to give up, but I know you Xiaochuan better than you. He isn't a person who gives up easily. His persistence is beyond your imagination. I'm afraid he will do something bad to you. Tang Tang said. Let him be. It's not the first time I've been threatened. Xiaochen didn't care. At worst, he would kill him secretly. It's all your fault, you broken pill. Now. Tang Tang sighed. Maybe, we won't see each other for many days, Xiaochen nodded silently. He wanted to say something, but now all the promises were in vain. His strength hadn't reached it. Xiaochen once again had a strong desire for strength. If he was now a cultivator at the 7th, 8th, or even 9th level of the qi refinement stage, would you Xiaochuan dare to say no to him? He probably wouldn't even dare to fart. Rest assured, I'm not a vegetarian. It won't be so easy for you Xiaochuan to succeed. Xiaochen said faintly. Tang Tang didn't say anything. Sometimes, a person's strength was really insignificant in front of the family. Otherwise, she and Xiaochen wouldn't be driven out of the family so easily. Cheng Menjing sat not far away. She didn't know whether she was happy or sad. Tang Tang was taken back by Yu Xiaochuan, and Xiaochen could concentrate on being her servant. However, she didn't know why the young miss felt a little sad. Perhaps, this was the first time that Xiaochen fell in love? Although she heard that he liked Shen Jingxian and Kerlin before, they didn't get together after all. Tang Tang was with him day and night. Although Xiaochen said that Tang Tang was his buddy, the young miss didn't believe it. A woman's intuition was sometimes very sensitive. At least, Cheng Menjing felt that the relationship between the two was not like a simple buddy. There must be an ambiguous relationship. Bei, do you think Yu Xiaochuan will do something bad to Xiaochen? Cheng Menjing also heard that Xiaochen blackmailed Yu Xiaochuan for 100 million yuan, and she also noticed the murderous aura on Yu Xiaochuan. She couldn't help but ask worriedly. It can't be. My cousin-in-law is a transformer. Xiao Kun is no match for him, Jean Bei said. Ha ha ha. I think Xiao Kun is going to be unlucky. You are still laughing. Xiaochen wasn't so greedy before. He learned it from you. Cheng Menjing snorted. She had never seen Xiaochen care so much about money before. Wherever he went, his first thought was to scam people. He was simply a copy of Jean Bei. I don't think so. My cousin-in-law and Bei are in love, Jean Bei said. What? Cheng Menjing's eyes widened. Well, we share the same interests, Jean Bei said. Cheng Menjing glared at her. Don't always say ambiguous words. If other people hear it, you won't be able to get married. Well, can I get married now? Jean Bei asked back. Cheng Menjing thought about it. It seemed that she really couldn't. Whoever dared to marry a little devil was simply courting death. Anyway, with my cousin-in-law's support, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Jean Bebe, however, said matter-of-factly, "Therefore, cousin Menjiang, you have to work hard. Otherwise, if my cousin-in-law runs away, I won't be able to protect him." After Yu Xiaochuan left, there was an evil fire in his chest that he couldn't vent, so he directly called Red Hair. "Red Hair, where are you? Hurry up and bring me that girl." "Ah, yes, yes." Red Fur was in a good mood and was a little reluctant to leave. However, he had no choice. If he didn't let go, then what awaited him was death. Red Hair and Xiaosu quickly packed up and went to Yu Xiaochuan's villa. At the entrance of the villa, Red Hair and Xiaosu both pretended to be serious, as if they had nothing to do with each other. It was because they both knew that if this matter was leaked, they would be in big trouble. Yu Xiaochuan walked over and glanced at Xiaosu. She was quite a flirtatious girl. He nodded and said to Red Hair, "All right, I'll bring her upstairs first. Get my personal doctor here. Later, draw her blood and inject it into my body. There's a phone number on the coffee table." After that, Yu Xiaochuan put his arm around Xiaosu and went upstairs. Although Xiaosu had heard about the blood drawing, she didn't care at all. She already knew about it. Losing some blood in exchange for a huge contract worth more than 1 million a year was really a good deal. After a while, Xiaosu's super loud "ah" came from upstairs. Red Hair was tempted by it, but he didn't dare to act rashly. He only followed Yu Xiaochuan's instructions and contacted Yu Xiaochuan's personal doctor. Yu Xiaochuan was a person who paid great attention to maintaining his health. Hence, he and Xiaosu directly fought for 300 rounds. It wasn't until 3 hours later that the two of them came down from upstairs. Red Hair couldn't help but admire young Master Yu Xiaochuan in this aspect. In fact, this was also the reason why Yu Xiaochuan didn't want to castrate himself. If he was a perverted gentleman who indulged in excessive lust, then so be it. However, he was an impregnable man. Wouldn't it be a waste to castrate himself? Although Xiaosu was a bit flirtatious, in Yu Xiaochuan's eyes, she was only average. There were too many women that Yu Xiaochuan had played with who were better than her. Although the work was good, it was just so. Hence, Yu Xiaochuan's mind was filled with Tang Tang. As a result, his hatred for Xiao Chen grew even stronger. Chapter 261. Yu Xiaochuan cursed in his heart. Motherf ***, if I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have caused this trouble. It would have been better to let Tang Tang run her own course. Now that Xiao Chen and Tang Tang were together, it was unrealistic to ask him to leave. Young Master Kun, Dr. Yang has been waiting for a long time. Red Hair introduced to Xiao Chen. "Oh, okay, let's begin." Yu Xiaochuan nodded. According to the notes, blood transfusion was the most effective method after the fusion. "Okay, young Master Kun." The private doctor already knew what to do from Red Hair's explanation. Although he was curious about what Yu Xiaochuan wanted to do, he still followed Red Hair's instructions. After all, he was just a private doctor, and Yu Xiaochuan was a martial artist. Maybe he had his own martial artist training method? Although drawing too much blood could cause harm to the body, as long as the amount was controlled each time, it would be fine. Previously, when they were upstairs, Yu Xiaochuan had also told Xiaosu that she might have to draw blood a few times, but her reward would be an endorsement contract of more than 5 years. 5 million in 5 years. Naturally, Xiaosu agreed without a second thought. Previously, she was just a peripheral girl. She usually did some peripheral business, and also had a part-time job as a small model. But with the speed at which she earned money, it was a pipe dream to think that she could earn 5 million in 5 years. Under the connection of the equipment, Xiaosu's blood began to slowly flow into Yu Xiaochuan's body. Yu Xiaochuan quickly followed the method in the notes and started to chant the incantation to fuse the blood into the body. In the next moment, Yu Xiaochuan felt extremely magical. It was as if the blood in his body was boiling at this moment. Xiaosu's blood and his blood began to fuse and become a brand new blood. This feeling made Yu Xiaochuan extremely comfortable, and he almost cried out. This was 100 times better than when he was upstairs. And there seemed to be some element in the blood that was rapidly being absorbed by him. The speed of the blood transfusion was very slow because Yu Xiaochuan had to fully absorb it. So Yu Xiaochuan only completed the first blood transfusion in the evening. After the blood transfusion, Yu Xiaochuan felt full of energy, and his body condition was very good. It seemed that it was really effective. Yu Xiaochuan nodded his head and pointed at little Su with his thumb and middle finger. He said to Red Hair, "Help me get some good dishes for little Su to nourish himself tonight. I'm going to the Tang family to discuss some matters." After Yu Xiaochuan finished speaking, he went out and drove to the Tang family's house. Hong Mao was overjoyed. He could have an affair now. After sending off the private doctor, Red Hair carried Xiaosu into the guest room. Actually, the amount of blood that had been extracted from Xiaosu was not a lot. It was just about the same as the amount of blood donated. Therefore, he was just a little weak and did not seem to have any abnormalities. This was the third time Yu Xiaochuan had come to the Tang family's front door. The last 2 times Yu Xiaochuan came to the Tang family, he had to let the guard announce his arrival. However, this time, the guard politely and respectfully greeted Yu Xiaochuan. "Young Master Tang is here. Please come in." Old Master Tang said that you don't need to announce your arrival. You can go in directly to find him. After Yu Xiaochuan heard the guard's words, he was obviously stunned. What was going on? Why are you calling me young son-in-law again? Don't you need to inform me? But on the surface, he still maintained his composure and said, "Okay, then I'll go in directly." Sure enough, when Yu Xiaochuan walked in, the guard did not stop him. He still had a smile on his face. Obviously, what they said was true, and they were not lying. When Yu Xiaochuan came in, Tang Fangbai received a call from the guard. Although he was a little curious as to why Yu Xiaochuan was here today, he was still a little expectant when he thought that there might be news about the other bowl. Xiaochuan greets old Master Tang. Yu Xiaochuan came to the living room and bowed very politely. "Well, Xiaochuan, I wonder why you're here today? Is it about the engagement with Tang Tang? When are you guys planning to get married?" Tang Fangbai saw Yu Xiaochuan and said with a faint smile. He was using Tang Tang's engagement to pressure Yu Xiaochuan so that he could find the other bowl as soon as possible. Although Tang Fangbai also knew that it was not very realistic, it was always good to give Yu Xiaochuan a little pressure. In fact, it's not a big deal. "Grandpa, I'm here to discuss with you when I'll get married to Tang Tang." Yu Xiaochuan nodded and said with a smile. "What?" Tang Fangbai's face suddenly became extremely shocked. He couldn't believe that Yu Xiaochuan would follow his words and said, "Yu Xiaochuan, you said, you want to get married to Tang Tang? Is this true?" In Tang Fangbai's view, Yu Xiaochuan would definitely find a way to find a bowl for him, but he did not expect that Yu Xiaochuan would directly agree. This made Tang Fangbai a little confused and didn't know what to say. Did Yu Xiaochuan deliberately say this to annoy me, or did he start to give up because he couldn't find a bowl? "Yes, Grandpa Tang, which day do you think is good? Tang Tang and I have known each other since childhood, and we are a good match. What do you think, Grandpa?" Yu Xiaochuan said with a very sincere look. "Yu Xiaochuan, let's not beat around the bush. Don't play tricks with me. Don't you want to break off the engagement with Tang Tang?" Tang Fangbai frowned after listening. He knew Yu Xiaochuan's previous thoughts better than anyone else. Tang Fangbai didn't know what Yu Xiaochuan was doing today. Hee, Grandpa Tang, you really know how to joke. My marriage with Tang Tang was discussed and decided by the Yu family and the Tang family together. How could I break off the engagement? Let's talk about when we will get married. Yu Xiaochuan said this with a smile as if it was really the matter. After listening to Yu Xiaochuan's inexplicable words, Tang Fangbai was very unhappy. He was about to speak, but at this time, a person from the Tang family walked in quickly. Tang Fangbai glanced at him and didn't stop him. This person was his trusted butler, and he had followed Tang Fangbai for decades. It was not easy for him to come in such a hurry. "Old Zheng, what's the matter?" Tang Fangbai asked. "Old master, it's like this." Old Zheng whispered into Tang Fangbai's ear. Tang Fangbai's face suddenly changed, and then he revealed a look of realization. At this moment, he finally knew what Yu Xiaochuan was here for. "Alright, old Zheng, you can leave." Tang Fangbai waved his hand, and then with a lazy look, he looked at Yu Xiaochuan with a faint smile. "I say, Yu Xiaochuan, your plan is quite good. When you saw that my granddaughter was ugly, you didn't want her. Now that she's beautiful, you want her again. Isn't that wrong? Grandpa Tang must be joking. Tang Tang has always been my fiancée. We haven't broken off the engagement, so why would I want her?" Yu Xiaochuan's heart trembled. It seemed that Tang Fangbai already knew about Tang Tang's change. However, he was not in a hurry. Other than the restriction of the engagement, he still had other trump cards. Back then, you wanted to separate, so we separated. Now, you want to use true love to coax me back. No way. Grandfather Tang scoffed, "But, you know what I like. I wonder if you found the other bowl?" Hee, Yu Xiaochuan gave a faint smile. He suddenly reached out and grabbed Grandfather Tang's crotch. Ah! Grandfather Tang was shocked as he screamed and broke free. "Yu Xiaochuan, what are you doing? You have no respect for your elders." "What? I don't agree to your relationship with Tang Tang. Are you going to hit me because of your embarrassment? To think that you would resort to such a dirty move. To think that you are the leader of the younger generation, a true gentleman. Even after I grabbed you, Grandfather Tang is still fine. You really are a man of steel." Yu Xiaochuan looked at Grandfather Tang with a faint smile. Or, could it be that Grandfather Tang doesn't even have that thing? "Yu Xiaochuan, what do you mean by that? If you want to talk about this nonsense, then get lost." Tang Fangbai was furious. "Nonsense? Indeed, Grandfather Tang, you don't have it. I wonder if you cut it off yourself or something. But, that's not important anymore. You are already so old and have so many children and grandchildren. You don't have any use for that thing anymore. If you cut it off, then so be it," Yu Xiaochuan said, minding his own business. "Yu Xiaochuan, if there's nothing else, then get out. You are not welcome here." Tang Fangbai was furious. "Fine, Grandfather Tang, I will be leaving now. You can stay at home and practice the chrysanthemum treasure book. I believe that as a branch of the Tang family of Sichuan, if others find out that you are an evil cultivator, ha 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 ha," Yu Xiaochuan said as he walked out. "Stop right there." Grandfather Tang was shocked and immediately shouted. "What is it, Grandfather Tang? Is there anything else? Didn't you tell me to get lost?" Yu Xiaochuan said calmly. "Get back here." Grandfather Tang took a deep breath and asked, "What nonsense are you talking about? What chrysanthemum treasure book? What do you mean?" "What do I mean? I don't know either," Yu Xiaochuan said, "but, I won't be able to come back. I'm sorry, I've already left." These words were similar to what Grandfather Tang had said to him. Who would have thought that Yu Xiaochuan would directly respond? "Yu Xiaochuan, sit down. Let's have a good talk." Grandfather Tang was now more or less certain that Yu Xiaochuan knew something. Perhaps, he had already found the other bowl. "Talk? Fine, you are my fiancé's grandfather. I can't not give you face, right? If you are an outsider, I will just leave, right?" Yu Xiaochuan looked at Tang Fangbai and asked. "Yes." Tang Fangbai's expression changed slightly. He knew that Yu Xiaochuan was threatening him, but he still nodded his head. He had no choice, Yu Xiaochuan had something on him. He could only calm down and ask, "Yu Xiaochuan, How did you know about the chrysanthemum treasure book? Grandfather Tang, you haven't heard of it? If you don't want others to know about it, then don't do it. Yu Xiaochuan said calmly. He thought to himself, old thing, I knew you would give in. Chapter 262. Oh, you found the other bowl? Yes, it is indeed the mantra of the chrysanthemum treasure book. I think you already know it. Tang Fangbai nodded his head. He didn't hide it anymore and spoke bluntly. He also knew that it was meaningless to say anything else. No, but I checked the half of the bowl that you asked me to take a picture of, Grandpa Tang. There are magic characters on it. It's the chrysanthemum treasure book. Yu Xiaochuan didn't beat around the bush anymore. Tang Fangbai nodded and said helplessly, sure enough, I can't fool you. You still found out. But Yu Xiaochuan, don't tell me you also want to cultivate? Your purpose of coming here is not actually for Tang Tang, is it? It's just an excuse. Don't tell me your real intention lies in the bar. That's not it. I really came for Tang Tang. This is one of them. Yu Xiaochuan nodded and said, but I want to see the other half bowl, or you can directly give me the translated content. So this is your purpose. Tang Fangbai's face was a little uncertain. He was thinking about the consequences of this matter. However, it seemed that he had to agree to Yu Xiaochuan's request. After all, Yu Xiaochuan had something on him. The Tang family and the Yu family were both branches of the wealthy, and there were also their own big families above them. These two families were at the same level as the Shen family. They belonged to the leading families of the righteous sections. If it was really revealed that Tang Fangbai cultivated the chrysanthemum treasure book, he was afraid that the Tang family would not need to trouble him. Of course, if the divine art was cultivated to a certain level, Tang Fangbai would not be afraid. Even if the Tang family knew, so what? At that time, it would be easy for him to be independent and establish the new Tang family. So, Grandpa Tang, do you want to cooperate with me? Yu Xiaochuan said with a smile. If you also cultivate, then why are you with Tang Tang? Do you want Tang Tang to be a widow for the rest of her life? Tang Fangbai looked at Yu Xiaochuan and asked. Of course, I will not castrate myself. That is stupid. Yu Xiaochuan laughed and then took out the notes he got. He shook it twice in front of Tang Fangbai and said, do you want to see? Let's exchange. All right. Although he was a little annoyed that Yu Xiaochuan said that castrating oneself was an idiot, he had to admit that the notes in Yu Xiaochuan's hands attracted him. Tang Fangbai had already made his decision. It was not a loss to exchange half a bowl for the notes. Even if Yu Xiaochuan didn't take out the notes, Tang Fangbai would still have to compromise in the end. After all, he needed Yu Xiaochuan to keep it a secret. Now, it seemed that Yu Xiaochuan becoming his grandson-in-law was the best choice. Tang Fangbai took out the half bowl and the translated chrysanthemum treasure book. He placed them on the tea table in front of him and said, it's all here. Everyone knows what kind of people you and I are. Let's take a look. No problem. Yu Xiaochuan breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed that Tang Fangbai had agreed to his proposal, and marrying Tang Tang had become a matter of course. Both of them sat down and quietly looked at the information provided by the other party. To be honest, Tang Fangbai was a little regretful, especially when he saw that he could succeed without castration. He regretted being a little too anxious. If he had waited for Yu Xiaochuan, he wouldn't have had to castrate himself. Although at his age, the Tang family didn't need him to carry on the family line, he still kept that thing and occasionally found a model. Although it was for the sake of strength, it was better not to lose it if it was not necessary. Have you found the Lady of Mysterious Een? Tang Fangbai was a little surprised. He suddenly remembered the talent show that the Yu family made these days, past the talent show. Grandpa Tang is so smart. Yu Xiaochuan nodded and said, I found it, but it's a pity that Grandpa Tang can't use it. Otherwise, I can lend it to Grandpa Tang when I'm done with it. Tang Fangbai began to regret again. The other cultivation explanations are good. Can I make a copy? Tang Fangbai asked. Yes, same to you. Yu Xiaochuan also wanted to copy the mantra on the remaining half of the bowl. So, both of them took what they needed. After all this was done, Yu Xiaochuan left. The two of them now had a tacit understanding that they couldn't let anyone know that they were practicing the chrysanthemum treasure book. Otherwise, first, someone would rob it. Second, they were all from the famous sections. As for Tang's matter, just do as you said, Tang Fangbai said. Thank you, Grandpa Tang. Yu Xiaochuan nodded and suddenly thought of an important thing. By the way, Grandpa Tang, Xiao Chen said that he took pornographic photos of Tang. What do you think about this? Solve the trouble you caused yourself. Didn't you ask Xiao Chen to pursue Tang? Don't think that I don't know anything. Tang Fangbai snorted coldly. Okay. Yu Xiaochuan was shocked. It seemed that he had to rely on himself. He couldn't count on Tang Fangbai. From the news that Tang Fangbai knew that Tang had changed back, the Tang family also had informants in the second high school. So, he couldn't hide the fact that Xiao Chen's pursuit of Tang was secretly instructed by him. Thinking of this, he was a little depressed. Xiao Chen was really greedy. He asked for 100 million yuan. Yu Xiaochuan planned to bargain with him. To Tang and Xiao Chen's surprise, in the afternoon, someone from the Tang family sent a message to Tang, telling her to pay attention to her image in the future. She was Yu Xiaochuan's fiancée. She shouldn't be ambiguous with Xiao Chen. That would be bad for her reputation, the reputation of the Tang family, and the Yu family. Tang wanted to refute, but the person was just a servant who passed the message. It was completely useless for Tang to argue with him. I guess Yu Xiaochuan will start with my family. Tang shrugged and said helplessly, I guess the next step is to let me go back to the Tang family. I don't want to go back. I'll help you think of a way. In fact, Xiao Chen also knew that the only way he could think of was to delay the time. If the Tang family and the Yu family really wanted to get engaged, it could only be delayed for a while, but not for a lifetime. Well. Tang nodded and looked at Xiao Chen. She wanted to say, let's elope, okay? But she didn't say it in the end. She and Xiao Chen had always been brothers. Although she vaguely felt that Xiao Chen might have a little idea about her, or a little idea about her cousin, neither of them pointed it out. She didn't point it out before, so now it was even more inappropriate to say anything. Moreover, Tang was also afraid that if she said it, Xiao Chen would refuse, or he would not refuse to take care of her face, which would make things difficult for Xiao Chen. After all, in Tang's view, the person Xiao Chen liked was always Cheng Menjing. No matter whether Xiao Chen admitted it or not, he worked as a servant for Cheng Menjing every day was enough to prove this point. Otherwise, with Xiao Chen's self-reliant income, he didn't have to look at Cheng Menjing's face at all. What's more, sometimes it was not possible to elope if one wanted to. Let's not talk about whether Xiao Chen could leave or not. Even if he left, the Yu family and the Tang family were not to be trifled with. Outside of Songning City, there was still the main family of the Yu family and the Tang family. If the Tang family and the Yu family asked the main family for help, then Tang and Xiao Chen would really be unable to escape. Xiao Chen was also a little depressed. He didn't expect that a good thing would bring so many negative effects. He regretted detoxifying Tang. But if he didn't detoxify, Tang's life would be in danger. This was really a contradictory problem. Tomorrow. Will you still come to the morning market to sell fried dough sticks? Tang couldn't help but ask after school. Well, if you are here, I will be here. Xiao Chen said. Tang nodded, and a happy smile appeared on her face. She knew that the days were numbered. Every day that passed was one day less. She would cherish these last days with Xiao Chen very much. In the afternoon, Tang Tang also thought it through. The children of aristocratic families were all like this. They were all marriage tools in the hands of the family. Tang Tang knew that she could not resist in any way. It was just like if Xiao Chen was not driven out of the Xiao family, Cheng Menjing could not resist marrying Xiao Chen in any case. The aristocratic families retained the old custom of valuing men over women. Men still had a choice, while women only had the fate of being chosen. Of course, there were exceptions, such as Jean Bebe. Of course, this was generally a special case. It was relatively rare. It was good to have such a person in an aristocratic family in a city. The two of them parted ways. Zheng Xiaokuan walked over silently, patted Xiao Chen's shoulder, and sighed. Xiaokuan? Why are you here? Xiao Chen was a little surprised. To be honest, child Xiao, I was optimistic that you and Tang Tang would be together because your identity and background are similar. Both of you were abandoned by the family. But I didn't expect. Well, let's not talk about it. I don't have that fate. I didn't expect that you wouldn't either. Zheng Xiaokuan was a little unhappy. If Tang Tang likes you Xiaochuan, it would be fine. But she doesn't like him, we can't do anything about it, can we? Although Xiao Chen had some plans in his mind, he could not tell Zheng Xiaokuan. Yes. If you were to return to the Xiao family, it would be possible. But now? Zheng Xiaokuan was a little helpless. Forget it. I'm going back. After that, Zheng Xiaokuan left, leaving Xiao Chen looking at his back silently. To be honest, Zheng Xiaokuan was a good man. Xiao Chen had a good impression of him. He liked Tang Tang, but he didn't think about how to possess her. Instead, he wanted her to live a happy life. Xiao Chen knew that he couldn't do it. If he liked something, he would grab it. If someone stood in his way, he would fight to the death. Xiao Chen knew that he wasn't a kind person, and the way he acted was even more hedonistic. Therefore, even if the things he did were to be exposed, no one would think that it was inappropriate. After all, Xiao Chen had the same personality in the past. Shaking his head, Xiao Chen quickly ran toward the pharmacy. Today was the day to buy medicine again. Chapter 263. Xiao Chen felt that he was spending money like water. Fortunately, he had enough money for medicinal herbs. He just didn't know where to get spiritual jades, which seemed to be very rare. After walking for a while, a red Land Rover stopped beside Xiao Chen. "Brother, get in the car." Xiao Chen turned his head and saw that it was Qi Zhigao. "Are you crazy? How can you talk to me like that?" Xiao Chen glared at him. There's no one here." Qi Zhigao was stunned and immediately reacted. "Xiao Zhao's brother is useless. I heard that you're very powerful recently. Get in the car and let's talk." Xiao Chen got in the car. Although there was no one nearby, what if there was? With Qi Zhigao's realm, he couldn't detect anyone nearby. Be careful next time. Don't look for me if there's nothing. Text me if there's anything. Oh, okay, brother. Qi Zhigao nodded quickly. What's the matter? I'm busy. Xiao Chen said impatiently. Brother, it's like this. You have to help brother-in-law. Qi Zhigao said and told Xiao Chen about the Cheng family's marriage proposal and his family's plan to let his brother Qi Ziyuan be the heir of the young master because of Xiao Xiao. Oh, I can't help you with the first thing. You have to hurry up. Although I'm her brother, I can't interfere with who Xiao Xiao likes. Xiao Chen listened and said, secondly, you don't have to worry about Chen Xiaojiao. The Chen family is finished. As for the Xiao family, you know. Yes. I know, the moment Big Brother reveals his identity, that's when the Xiao family will rise. The Chen family and the Cheng family are all F***ers. Qi Zhigao nodded quickly. Cheng Menjing is quite good. Xiao Chen was more protective of the young miss. Yes, sister-in-law is a good person. Qi Zhigao knew that he said something wrong. I'm talking about Qing Mengqiang, that idiot. He dares to steal my woman. Brother, kill him. Alright, you came looking for me just for this? Xiao Chen asked. Actually, it's about this matter. I don't have enough courage, so I'm trying to find some self-confidence from my big brother. Qi Zhigao was a little embarrassed. Xiao Chen was speechless. Alright, I'm leaving. Text me if you need anything. Brother, take care. I'm full of confidence now, said Qi Zhigao. Xiao Chen left and went to the pharmacy, only to see that Hongzhu was not alone in the pharmacy. There was also a middle-aged old man with white hair and a youthful complexion. He was dressed in a medicinal robe and seemed to be a very powerful doctor or pharmacist. Walking into the pharmacy, Xiao Chen did not know the identity of this old man. He only said, I want the same prescription as last time. Little brother, you're here. Hongzhu looked at Xiao Chen and blinked at him with her large, electrifying eyes. Big sister was just talking about you. I didn't expect you to show up. Me? Xiao Chen was slightly taken aback. That prescription, was it you who wanted it? The middle-aged old man next to Hongzhu suddenly asked. Xiao Chen did not expect him to ask such a question. However, it seemed that since Hongzhu had told this matter to this old man should be on the same side as Hongzhu. Otherwise, Xiao Chen did not think that Hongzhu would be so stupid as to tell anyone. Yes, Xiao Chen did not deny it. Are you a demonic cultivator? The old man asked again. More or less, Xiao Chen answered ambiguously. This prescription, did your sect give it to you, or? The old man nodded and looked at Xiao Chen expectantly. I can't say, Xiao Chen said. It doesn't matter. The old man suddenly smiled and said, Little friend, can I grab a copy of this prescription of yours and take it back to study it? Xiao Chen was a little surprised to hear this old man's words. Although this prescription was his, Hongzhu knew about it. If this old man wanted to study it, there was no need for him to tell Xiao Chen anything. He could have just secretly grabbed a copy and studied it. Why would he need to ask Xiao Chen? As if noticing Xiao Chen's surprise, the old man said, I, Lu Fangzhen, have always been open and aboveboard. Although I know about this prescription, it is yours. As a doctor, protecting one's privacy is a part of one's professional ethics. If you don't agree, I won't study it. Oh, as you wish. Xiao Chen was a little shocked. He did not expect this old man to be such an upright person. Since that was the case, Xiao Chen could not refuse. However, even if he took this prescription to study, he would not be able to find out anything. Okay, then I won't be polite. Lu Fangzhen nodded, however, I won't spread it, so you can rest assured. I just like to study prescriptions. Xiao Chen was stunned. He did not expect Lu Fangzhen to say that. In fact, he was not afraid of studying it. If he was afraid of being exposed, he would have gone to many pharmacies to buy it in batches. After all, the effect of this prescription had to be used in conjunction with the mental cultivation method. Moreover, there were very strict requirements for the time and temperature of the decoction. Any more or less would affect the effect. As for the treatment and detoxification, that was an additional effect. The dregs had to be used more than 3 times in order to treat the disease and detoxify it. If the dregs were used the first 3 times, the disease would worsen, and the worst case would be death. Therefore, Xiao Chen was not particularly worried. He was just a little curious about the identity of the old man in front of him. Could it be that he was similar to Grandpa Chen? That was Hong Yan's teacher. Was this Hongzhu's teacher? Previously, Xiao Chen thought that Grandpa Chen was Hong Yan's biological grandfather, but the two had different surnames. Therefore, after thinking about it, Xiao Chen guessed that he was Hong Yan's teacher. It doesn't matter. Xiaochen shook his head and said, however, can you give me a discount for today's medicinal herbs? Then I will give you a medicinal herb. Lu Fangzhen smiled and said, of course, you can also choose to let me owe you a favor. If you think that the value of a favor is just a medicinal herb, then I will choose a medicinal herb, said Xiaochen. Ha! Lu Fangzhen could not help but laugh after hearing this. Little Hongzhu, this Xiaochen is really a bit interesting. But he is right. A favor from me, Lu Fangzhen, 3 million is too cheap. Then this medicinal herb will be given to you. You can owe me a favor first. Grandpa Lu, you have been fooled by him. Hongzhu curled her lips. 3 million is gone just like that. It won't be your medicinal herb anymore. Why are you so stingy? Lu Fangzhen shook his head helplessly. Xiaochen was very puzzled. The relationship between these two was different from that between Hong Yan and Grandpa Chen. Hong Yan and Grandpa Chen were teacher and student, but Hongzhu and Lu Fangzhen were not very similar. Who is this Grandpa Lu? Xiaochen looked at Hongzhu. Oh, he is a pharmacist at the headquarters of my family's pharmacy. He can also be considered my first teacher, Hongzhu said. You don't respect your teacher. Lu Fangzhen was so angry that he glared at him. Look at your sister. That old Chen's level is not as high as mine, but she still respects him. Then you can be my sister's teacher, Hongzhu said. I can't stand her obedient personality. Lu Fangzhen shook his head. Xiaochen was a little speechless. They really are master and disciple, but they are a pair of clowns. Hongzhu grabbed the medicinal herbs. Xiaochen was about to leave when Lu Fangzhen suddenly said, Chen Iodophor, Sun Rongjin, and Sun Rongqin were all killed by you? Xiaochen's heart suddenly trembled. His footsteps paused, and he turned around with a somewhat unnatural expression. Grandpa Lu, what are you talking about? What do you mean I killed them? Xiaochen was a little confused about the relationship between Lu Fangzhen and the Sun family. That medicine master's son was also a pharmacist. Could this Lu Fangzhen be his teacher? If he was here for revenge, then he would be out of luck. Little Hongzhu has already told me, so you don't need to hide it. Although I am a pharmacist, I don't know the Sun family, and I have no relationship with medicine master Sun. The warriors' market disqualified the Sun family as a supplier because of us, Lu Fangzhen said. Xiaochen was a little surprised. It turned out that the warriors' market disqualified the Sun family as a supplier because of Lu Fangzhen. However, the warriors' market square actually offended alchemist Sun for Lu Fangzhen. Lu Fangzhen's rank and qualifications were probably much higher than alchemist Sun's. Otherwise, the warriors' market square wouldn't have given him so much face. Thinking of this, Xiaochen couldn't help but be moved. In the past, the Xiao family was very respectful to Medicine Master Sunday. At that time, Medicine Master Sun would not say much to him. He only snorted and didn't even bother to pay attention to Xiaochen. But now, a powerful pharmacist who was even more powerful than Medicine Master Sun, who even the warriors' market had to show respect to, was talking and laughing in front of Xiaochen. Moreover, he even owed Xiaochen a favor. This made Xiaochen sigh. Life was really unpredictable. The Xie family's flattery, Medicine Master Lu's favor, and Jean Bei's friendship were things that Xiaochen dared not think about in the past. If he had any of them, he would not be called a loser anymore. Everyone had their own role. Even if Xiaochen could not cultivate, if he could get a powerful ally or helper for the Xiao family, no one would look down on him anymore. Not only would they not look down on him, but they would also be envious. But now, the Xie family, which the Xiao family originally wanted to flatter, actually flattered Xiaochen. So you don't have to worry. I'm on the same side as little Hongzhu, Lu Fangzhen said. I'm very puzzled. How did you make them all die from horse wind? Did you drug them? No, I did something to his Shinshui acupoint. As for the specific method, I can't tell you. This time, Xiaochen didn't hide it anymore. Anyway, the other party had already guessed it, so there was no point in hiding it. I see. LV Fangzhen nodded in understanding. Suddenly, his eyes became bright and full of expression. Something wrong with the Shunshui acupoint will indeed cause horsewind to break out. But you actually did something to the acupoints of a human body. I'm afraid your medical knowledge is not low, right? You are also a pharmacist, right? Xiaochen couldn't help but smile bitterly. What kind of pharmacist am I? The soul immortal in me looks down on pharmacists. Chapter 264. However, to say that he was a pharmacist, he could barely be counted as one. Anyway, a cultivator was omnipotent and awesome. You don't have to deny it. Tang Tang was cured by you, right? LV Fangzhen did not give Xiaochen a chance to explain, but continued to say, you bought the Tianqin grass to prescribe medicine for Tang Tang, right? As for the other medicinal materials, although I don't know where you bought them from, they should be leftovers from the medicinal materials you bought before. I understand that there are some useless medicinal materials in your prescription. After all, pharmacists don't want their prescriptions to be leaked. Xiaochen was a little speechless. He really didn't do anything. These medicinal materials were so expensive, who had spare money to buy more? LV Fangzhen thought he was smart. However, Xiaochen did not refute and just said, did you investigate me? Of course, a devil cultivator suddenly appeared in Songning City. Little Hongzhu and I naturally have to pay attention to it. LV Fangzhen did not deny it and directly admitted it. His straightforwardness surprised Xiaochen. However, he also felt LV Fangzhen's straightforwardness. This person should not be so crooked. Sort of. Xiaochen nodded. Now I'm wondering who your master is to be able to teach such a powerful pharmacist at your age. You know, even I dare not say that I can cure Tang Tang, but you cured her, said LV Fangzhen. She hasn't been cured, but it's just a temporary solution. Xiaochen said. I know, it's her physical problem. LV Fangzhen nodded. I mean no harm. Let's discuss it when we have time. There's no end to learning. Although you are powerful, there should be something about me that you don't understand, so why don't you think about it? On the side, Hongzhu was a little surprised. Although LV Fangzhen often behaved like an old urchin, he had a deep attainment on the path of pharmacist. Now that he said so, it showed that Xiaochen really had a lot of means. However, what made Hongzhu puzzled was that Xiaochen was a hedonistic son of the Xiao family. He had never left Songning City for more than a decade, and had always been a nameless hedonistic wastrel. It was only after he was kicked out of the Xiao family that he secretly revealed some strength that didn't match his original identity. This person had truly concealed himself too deeply. Hongzhu could not help but admire him. Moreover, Xiaochen's willpower was unprecedentedly strong. Hongzhu was truly becoming more and more interested in Xiaochen. However, after investigating 8 generations of Xiaochen's ancestors, other than the fact that Xiaochen's mother was of unknown origin and had disappeared when Xiaochen was very young, there was nothing special about Xiaochen's resume. He was completely a brainless, arrogant, and profligate son of a rich family. Oh. Alright, we'll talk about it when we have time. Xiaochen took a deep breath. He was neither happy nor sad. He knew that although the road he was walking now seemed smooth, it was full of thorns. Tang Tang, Shen Jingxian. Xiaochen did not want to give up. However, to take them all into his room, let alone the current Xiaochen, even the previous Xiaochen could not do it. The Xiao family was not as powerful as the Shen family. Even if the Shen family was such a powerful existence, the children of the Shen family might not dare to say that they could let women of the same family serve with others. Xiaochen found that he really dared to think. In the past, when he had just been kicked out of the family, even when he had just become a cultivator, Xiaochen did not dare to think about these things. But now, Xiaochen actually had such thoughts. He shook his head. Shen Jingxian was a little too far away. Even the current Tang Tang was not someone that the current Xiaochen could pursue. Now that his identity was exposed, even if he had LV Fangzhen's favor, the Xie family's flattery, and the Jin family's support, it might not be enough to make the Tang family and the Yu family submit. After all, Old Master Tang and Old Master Yu were not to be trifled with. Moreover, most of Xiaochen's current abilities were based on the unknown. The Xie family and LV Fangzhen treated him like this only because of the abilities that Xiaochen had displayed. Once this ability was not enough to make others fear him, would they still treat him like this? Xiaochen was not sure, and he did not dare to take the risk. There was still no news from his father, and the White Fox and the Warriors Guild did not have much interaction. It would be extremely difficult to investigate this matter. He could only wait for news from Shen Jingxian. If I am not here, ask little Hongzhu to inform me, and I will appear, LV Fangzhen said. Why does it sound like Aladdin's magic lamp? Xiaochen said. It's about time. I will be here in a whoosh, LV Fangzhen said. Xiaochen felt that this person was a little crazy, so he left. After leaving the pharmacy, before Xiaochen reached home, he received a call from Chen Jinpeng. Boss Xiaochen, it's me, Jinpeng. Chen Jinpeng said. Oh, little shed. What's up? Xiaochen guessed that there was an 80% chance that there was news about the spiritual jade. Sure enough, Chen Jinpeng said, Lin Chao has agreed to the bet with the ancient jade, and he has brought the ancient jade. So, tomorrow afternoon, we will have a race at the Ma Liwan construction site. 2 wins out of 3, how about that? Of course, 3 wins out of 5 is fine as well, but it depends on boss Xiaochen. Oh, okay, let's talk about it then, Xiaochen said faintly. If the ancient jade is not good, let alone 3, you won't even have 1. Don't worry. I have brought a few pieces of ancient jade. I guarantee that you will be satisfied. Chen Jinpeng laughed. Okay, see you tomorrow, Xiaochen agreed. By the way, do you want to invite Qing Menjing? Chen Jinpeng asked. This was requested by Chao Yuliang. Okay. Xiaochen did not refuse. Even if he did not bring her, young mistress and Jean Bebe would come to join in the fun. Then, I won't bother Xiaochen. After getting a positive answer, Chen Jinpeng was relieved and relieved. When Xiaochen returned to the villa, Jean Bebe was also there. Today was Friday, so Jean Bebe stayed here and did not need to go back at night. As soon as he entered the door, he heard Jean Bebe and Yi Xiaoye talking about something. Then, Yi Xiaoye went upstairs angrily, and Cheng Menjing was in high spirits. Xiaochen thought, it turns out that a proud woman can also be two-faced. If Jean Bebe does not come, perhaps Cheng Menjing will suffer a loss. Xiaochen, I want to eat delicious food with extra ingredients. You can make it for me, Cheng Menjing said. Okay. Xiaochen did not say anything. It was quite interesting to serve young mistress. In the past, Xiaochen did not have the chance to cook for her even if he wanted to. Chao Yuliang must be jealous of him. Xiaochen, why are you so spineless? Yi Xiaoye could not help but mock when she heard the conversation between Cheng Menjing and Xiaochen halfway up the stairs. Yi Xiaoye, why are you so meddlesome? Jean Bebe said. Yi Xiaoye thought for a while. Yeah, this has nothing to do with me. I'm just. She shook her head and went upstairs. By the way, I'm going to race with Li Shanbao's junior, Lin Chao, at the construction site of Ma Liwan tomorrow afternoon, Xiaochen said. Are you guys going? Of course. Come on, cousin-in-law, Jean Bebe said excitedly. Why did you agree to race with them? Don't you know that you won't die if you don't court death? Don't you know that they want to kill you? Cheng Menjing was furious after hearing what Xiaochen said. They won't kill me if I don't race? At least I know that, and it's still within my control. After all, I'm good at racing. If it's something else, such as assassination, I won't be able to deal with it, Xiaochen said with a bitter smile. Although Cheng Menjing felt that what Xiaochen said was fallacious, it seemed to make sense. Yeah, that's right. Cousin-in-law, you're using your strengths to make up for your weaknesses. You're using what you're good at to deal with the enemy. Jin Beibei said. Kill that Lin Chao, and he won't be so arrogant anymore. Hee, how can you kill him so easily? If you kill him, he'll come to me for revenge, Xiaochen said as he glanced at Jin Beibei. Then kill him secretly, just like Li Shanbao. Jin Beibei said. Didn't Li Shanbao die in an accident while driving? Cheng Menjing asked curiously. Ah. Right. Jin Beibei nodded. That's what I mean. Let's pray that Lin Chao dies while driving. Okay. Cheng Menjing always felt obedient. At night, after Xiaochen took the medicine, he began to train. However, what made Xiaochen a little helpless was that although the jade ring could provide spiritual energy for training, the spiritual energy was too little and could not be compared to before. Therefore, he could not increase his speed. That night, Xiaochen felt that he was getting closer and closer to that level. However, he was still a little bit away from it. He was only a little bit away from making a breakthrough, and he had even touched the edge. However, he just could not make a breakthrough in one go. Putting away the mental cultivation method, Xiaochen was a little mad, but there was nothing he could do. After washing up, Xiaochen ran in the direction of the morning market street. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe the day after tomorrow, his days in the morning market street would come to an end. Tang Tang came very early as usual. She was packing things in the grocery store. It had been a few days since she opened the store. Everything had to be prepared again. Xiaochen, you're here. Tang Tang's eyes were a little dark and bloodshot, as if she had not slept for a few days. What's wrong with you? Didn't you rest well yesterday? Xiaochen asked with concern. Last night, my grandfather called me and asked me to be with you, Xiaochuan. Tang Tang was a little depressed. She glanced at Xiaochen. We can't sell fried dough sticks anymore in the future. Even if I want to, you Xiaochuan won't agree. Really? I think he will agree. Xiaochen took a deep breath and thought of an idea. Anyway, he would drag it as long as he could. Are you going to blackmail him again? But, forget it. My grandfather has already come forward. If you blackmail him again, if the Tang family and the Yu family join forces to deal with you, then... Speaking of this, Tang Tang couldn't help but be a little worried. Don't worry. I will find a balance. Xiaochen said. That's good. Tang Tang nodded. The two people packed the things. Tang Tang sat behind the tricycle, and Xiaochen rode to the morning market street. Chapter 265. Lin didn't expect that she would actually get 300,000 yuan as a bonus. Moreover, it was very inexplicable. In the end, the I'm a spokesperson competition hastily announced the results of the competition. After giving her the bonus, there was no follow-up. However, this was also good. Maybe the third place was somewhat unwilling. In addition to the bonus, there was no reputation at all. But for Lin, she was very happy. She got the bonus quietly, and she didn't have to delay her studies to be a spokesperson. It was simply great. However, when the bonus was taken home, Mother Lin was very happy. Lin Dongliang scolded Lin and told her that if there was anything in the future, she should tell the family in advance. Who knew if this kind of competition was real or fake? What if there was danger? Lin nodded quickly. Anyway, she would only participate once. How could there be such a good thing all the time? Lin felt that she had been super unlucky since she was a child. She had accumulated too much bad luck. It wasn't easy for it to break out once, but it was estimated that it would only happen once. 300,000 yuan was deposited in the bank by Lin Dongliang. He said that he would save the money for Lin's dowry in the future. He still had to continue his daily life. 300,000 yuan was not enough to change the living conditions of a family. Early this morning, Lin followed her family to the stall. She subconsciously glanced at Xiao Chen's youtiao stall not far away, but she saw a familiar figure. Xiao Chen came. But, who is the girl who is busy with him? Lin subconsciously stopped, and the pressure on Mother Lin's side suddenly increased. She suddenly said angrily, "You unlucky child, what are you doing? Why did you stop?" Mom, my classmates are here." Lin quickly continued to push and said, "I want to see them later." "What are you looking at? You are already the second spokesperson. In the future, you can shoot commercials and be a big star. Why are you still in contact with these poor people?" Mother Lin said. "Mom, didn't we agree not to talk about this outside?" Lin Kuer hurriedly said. "Yeah, don't show off your wealth. Why do you keep mentioning this? Besides, I wouldn't agree to Kuer becoming a star. The entertainment industry is very complicated. Is it something a little girl with no background like you can mix in?" Lin Dongliang said, "All right, Kuer, there's no harm in interacting more with your classmates." "You spoil your child," Mother Lin said helplessly. After the noodle stall in Lin Kuer's house was set up, Lin Kuer went to look for Xiao Chen. She wanted to ask Xiao Chen, this stall used to belong to Tang Tang. Why did he chase Tang Tang away and replace her with a beautiful older sister? How could he be so ungrateful? "Xiao Chen, did you drive her away?" Lin plucked up her courage and went to Xiao Chen's booth to question him. Xiao Chen looked at Lin in confusion. Being stared at by him, Lin was a little scared and took 2 steps back. I just wanted to ask where Sister Tang is. Tang Tang was kneading dough." Hearing that Lin was looking for her, she turned around and looked at Lin. "Kuer, are you looking for me?" Who are you?" Lin was a little confused. She didn't know the beautiful sister in front of her, but the voice seemed a little familiar. "Oh. I'm Tang Tang." Tang Tang remembered that she had changed her appearance, but Lin didn't know it yet. So she smiled and said, "This is my original appearance. The previous one was just a disguise." Disguise? Lin's eyes widened. Tang Tang didn't elaborate. After all, the constitution that could secrete toxins and fight poison with poison were not so easy to explain, so Tang Tang didn't say much. "Well, now, I'm going back. In fact, I'm from the aristocratic Tang family. In a few days, I won't be selling fried dough sticks here." Tang Tang said with some reluctance, "Sister Lin, we can't see each other often in the future." Lin didn't expect Tang Tang to be so beautiful. She thought in her heart, no wonder Xiao Chen is with her. It turns out that he knows her true appearance. That made sense. How could a good-for-nothing young master like Xiao Chen like the previous Tang Tang? He must have known it. However, hearing that Tang Tang was leaving, Lin was also a little reluctant. "Then, this fried dough stick stall, we won't do it. If you want this position, I'll give it to you for your family." Tang Tang's position was much better than the position of Lin's home. This position had been occupied by the old lady of the grocery store. "Well, thank you." Lin didn't refuse because she also knew what this good stall meant. "However, I can tell my parents to buy it for you. Hee, Sister Lin, I'm from the Tang family. Will I be short of money?" Tang Tang said with a smile, "Well, consider it as a gift. Aren't you Xiao Chen's little lover at school? Just consider it as a gift from Xiao Chen." I. Lin Kurer immediately blushed. She was Xiao Chen's little lover, but that was just a rumor. It was fake news that Zhu Yingxiong had purposely released. His goal was to make those people who were harassing her stop. But at this time, when Tang Tang mentioned it, she was embarrassed in an instant. Tang Tang actually had a purpose. She was not optimistic that Xiao Chen could be with Cheng Menjing. Before she left, she wanted to arrange it so that Xiao Chen could be with Kerlin. I will ask Xiao Chen to send you some fried dough sticks in a while, but it should be a few days. Tang Tang sighed. Well, I will send you some fried dough sticks in a while. Kerlin was also a little reluctant. Can I still play with you in the future? Yes, don't you have my mobile phone number? Just call me directly, said Tang Tang. When Kerlin left, Xiao Chen was a little surprised. He looked at Tang Tang and said, why did you mention that Kerlin is my little lover? You know it's fake. I think you and her are good. Cheng Menjing is not very suitable for you, said Tang Tang. I think you are very suitable, said Xiao Chen. This joke is not funny at all. Tang Tang said, well, let's work. After a while, Kerlin came to send Tang Tang and Xiao Chen the fried dough sticks, and Xiao Chen also gave her a big bag of fried dough sticks. This kind of busy day made Xiao Chen cherish it very much. Maybe he would disappear one day. A black Audi A6L drove into the morning street in a low-key manner. The car drove very slowly and also sounded the horn. It just silently followed the crowd and stopped near Xiao Chen's fried dough stick stall. Yu Xiaochuan got out of the car and walked to Xiao Chen's stall. He looked at Tang Tang with some greed. Although he had played with a lot of women over the years, he had never touched a woman like Tang Tang. He was a little envious of Xiao Chen. He coughed twice and said with a smile, Tang Tang is really a good wife and mother. She can go to the hall, the kitchen, and the bed. In the end, Yu Xiaochuan found that something was wrong. He couldn't tell Tang Tang that he could go to bed with her now. Tang Tang glanced at Yu Xiaochuan faintly. Although she heard that his last sentence was not good, Tang Tang was still not happy or sad. She didn't put Yu Xiaochuan in her eyes at all. Ignoring him was more helpless than being angry. Do you want to buy fried dough sticks? Huh, give me 10 yuan. Yu Xiaochuan took out 10 yuan and handed it to Xiao Chen. My 100 million, have you thought about it? Xiao Chen took the money and asked. Well, Xiao Chen, I can give you the money, but you have to show me the photo so that I can confirm that there is such a thing. Yu Xiaochuan said. That can't be done. There is also my privacy in it. Xiao Chen said. Your privacy? Yu Xiaochuan was stunned. My little brother is still up there. Xiao Chen said. Cough cough. Yu Xiaochuan felt disgusted. Tang Tang wouldn't help Xiao Chen to have sex, right? Otherwise, why would he have a little brother? However, Yu Xiaochuan thought about it carefully. The young models he usually played with must have been played with many times, so he reluctantly accepted his fate. We are all men. We can see each other when we go to the toilet. Is there anything wrong with you showing it to me? I will pay. At least I have to make sure that you are not lying to me, right? Okay. Xiao Chen took out his mobile phone and pretended to press it here and there. He searched for a photo of a female AV. Then he dragged Yu Xiaochuan to a place where there was no one and handed the mobile phone to him. He said, let me show you. Yu Xiaochuan took a deep breath and took a look. The person on it was really Tang Tang, which made his face turn green all of a sudden. D*MN, this Tang Tang is really shameless. She is too cheap. She actually did this kind of thing for Xiao Chen. The angle of the photo was obviously a selfie, so Yu Xiaochuan directly believed it. What he didn't know was that this was just an illusion arranged by Xiao Chen. The person he saw was not Tang Tang at all. 100 million is too much. How about 1 million? After Xiaochuan confirmed that Xiaochen really had a photo, he began to bargain. 1 million years? What do you think? You don't look like a fool, do you? Xiaochen looked at Xiaochuan with some contempt. This photo was taken when Tang Tang was fat. If I don't admit it, it will be useless even if you spread it. When I say it's not Tang Tang, you can't do anything. Xiaochuan began to act shamelessly. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one more thing I didn't tell you. I have to give Tang Tang regular treatment. Otherwise, if she leaves me, she will become fat again. Don't you see that she is a little fatter today than yesterday? Xiaochen said lightly, after you take her back, she may become fat again after a while. That's impossible, right? Are you lying to me? Xiaochuan didn't believe it. He subconsciously turned his head to look at Tang Tang, but at a glance, it seemed that Tang Tang was a little fat. In this way, he had to believe Xiaochen's words. It seemed that Xiaochen didn't lie. Whether I am lying or not, can't you see for yourself? Xiaochen pointed to Tang Tang and said lightly. The illusion was set up again. Chapter 266. I'll find a way then. Anyway, I won't admit that it's Tang Tang, and you can't do anything about it. Xiaochuan quibbled. He had torn off the disguise, and there was no need for him to pretend to be a gentleman in front of Xiaochen. Anyway, Xiaochen would not treat him as a gentleman. Oh, I'm sorry. She just did it for me last night. I not only took pictures but also recorded it, said Xiaochen. Xiaochuan was furious. He had done it for Xiaochen before, and that was fine. He could imagine that the fat man was not Tang Tang, and that the beautiful girl was Tang Tang. But he did it again last night? Okay, don't talk nonsense. You're lucky that I didn't push her down as you wanted. Hurry up and pay. Xiaochen said, by the way, Tang Tang's disease can be cured by the detoxification pill left by my father. It's useless for you to find someone else. If you want her to stay like this, you have to find me for treatment regularly in the future. Puff. I have to find you regularly? Xiaochuan was a little crazy after listening. I look for you. If you use the excuse of treatment to find Tang Tang from time to time, and then upgrade to bed, won't I be a cuckold? However, Xiaochuan was not very willing to change Tang Tang back and become a fat man. How could he find a balance in this? He didn't believe that Xiaochen said that only he had a way, and no one else had a way. Xiaochen was not a pharmacist, and his pills were also bought from other places. As long as he inquired about it, there should be no problem. Thinking of this, Xiaochuan was a little relieved. You can find me. Of course, if you think someone else can replace you, you can find someone else. It's up to you. Xiaochen said indifferently. Okay, I'll go back and study it. The moment Xiaochuan turned around, his eyes flashed a touch of coldness. I've given you face, but you don't want it. You even want to use the excuse of treating my wife? No way, I'll F***king kill you first. Xiaochuan returned to the car and drove away. He found a place where there was no one and parked the car. Then he took out his mobile phone, found the contact of White Fox, and sent him a message. White Fox, since you're so awesome, why don't you accept the assassination mission? If it's convenient, please call XXXXX. Xiaochuan gritted his teeth and sent the message. He had been paying attention to this person called White Fox for a long time. He realized that this person's mission success rate was 100%. Moreover, he had hunted evil cultivators before. It was common knowledge that evil cultivators who were listed on the wanted list were not weak. If they were listed as having the pinnacle of Stage 3 inner force, their actual strength might have exceeded Stage 4 inner force. Furthermore, Xiaochuan and White Fox were quite familiar with each other. He had issued a few quests that were all accepted by White Fox, so Yu Xiaochuan wanted to give this quest to White Fox. As Xiao Chen was making fried dough sticks, the notification from the Warrior Guild app rang. Xiao Chen picked it up and took a look. It was actually Yu Xiaochuan looking for him. Damn it, could it be that this kid knows that I'm a White Fox and intends to continue negotiating with me over the phone? Of course, Xiao Chen was just casually thinking about it. It was impossible for Yu Xiaochuan to know. He opened the message and saw that Yu Xiaochuan was looking for him for an assassination mission. Xiao Chen pondered for a moment and said to Tang Tang, "I'm going to make a phone call. You do what you need to do." "Okay." Tang Tang nodded. Xiao Chen started the voice changer software and then dialed the number left by Yu Xiaochuan with White Fox's card. After dialing, Xiao Chen's phone prompted that it was Yu Xiaochuan's number. "Hello? Hello." Yu Xiaochuan picked up the phone with some uncertainty. "I'm White Fox." "Young Master Kun?" Xiao Chen asked. "Yes, it's me." "Hello, Mr. White Fox. I've admired you for a long time." Yu Xiaochuan said quickly. "If you have something to say, say it." Xiao Chen said. "What do you admire me for? Do you admire me for taking your wife away?" "Okay. It's like this, Mr. White Fox, are you doing assassination missions?" Yu Xiaochuan didn't want to issue a public mission. If that happened, everyone would know that young Master Kun wanted to kill Xiao Chen. Then he would be screwed. This young Master Kun's account, most of the aristocratic families knew that it was Yu Xiaochuan's. If he issued a mission and others saw it, his reputation as a gentleman would be ruined. Moreover, the Qing family didn't say that they wanted to kill Xiao Chen. Why would he join in the fun? In order to avoid this situation, Yu Xiaochuan intended to issue a specific mission so that only the person who accepted the mission could see the content of the mission. With his cautious character, although he knew that the specific mission and private chat could only be seen by the person involved, he didn't believe that the Warrior Guild could keep it absolutely confidential. Therefore, he only said assassination, but he didn't say who to assassinate. He planned to talk to White Fox on the phone. "I'll do it, but it depends on who I want to assassinate," said Xiao Chen. "This person is called Xiao Chen. He used to be the son of the aristocratic Xiao family. He is a good-for-nothing. I believe Mr. White Fox should have heard of his name. He is now a youtiao seller." Yu Xiaochuan said, "If you can take this mission, I will give you 3 million. Xiao Chen, I know. Are you sure you want to kill him?" 3 million? Asked Xiao Chen. Yes. When Yu Xiaochuan heard White Fox's tone, he thought there was a chance. "Of course, I know this Xiao Chen. He saved 10 million in my hands. He told me to pay attention to whoever wants to assassinate him. If I kill that person first, then the 10 million will be mine." Xiao Chen said, "Although this person is a good-for-nothing, he is a nouveau riche. He has money." Pooh, cough cough cough. Yu Xiaochuan was stunned and coughed in fear. "Mr. White Fox, is it true? Do I need to lie to you? Young Master Kun, right? I will investigate you. Looking at your high-end VIP account and level, you should also be the son of an aristocratic family. I will look for you. Wait for me," said Xiao Chen. Don't. Mr. White Fox, I am joking." Yu Xiaochuan was about to cry. "What the hell is this? I only offered 3 million to assassinate Xiao Chen." In the end, Xiao Chen directly took out 10 million to help clean up the person who wanted to assassinate him. Yu Xiaochuan had to admit that this Xiao Chen was really rich. However, it was no wonder. During this time, Yu Xiaochuan also knew that Xiao Chen had cheated a lot of money from Lu Zhenming, Chen Jinpeng, Chao Yuliang, and himself. It shouldn't be a problem to take out 10 million. Fortunately, I asked White Fox. If I directly issued a public mission, would probably be dead before Xiaochen. As for the mission issuer who was dead, the mission he issued would automatically become invalid. Joking? I don't think so, right? Asked Xiaochen. It's really a joke, said Yu Xiaochuan. Oh, then I will ask Xiaochen if you have a feud with him. If not, then it is a joke, said Xiaochen. Don't. Yu Xiaochuan was anxious when he heard it. Don't ask. There is definitely a conflict, but it hasn't reached the point of murder. Oh, I have to be responsible for my employer, said Xiaochen. Isn't his 10 million a temporary deposit? If no one wants to kill him, it isn't yours, so it isn't considered an employer. How about this, you keep it a secret for me, and I will give you some compensation. Yu Xiaochuan was scared. This white fox seemed to be a ruthless person. From his understanding of the demonic text and the fact that he could kill the evil cultivator, he must be an important disciple of the demon gate. If he offended such a person, there would be endless trouble. Even if Yu Xiaochuan's family, the Yu family, was the leading family of the righteous sects, they were from the demon gate. They were not on good terms with the righteous sections. How could they give you face? That was pure bullsh*t. Oh, that's fine too. I'm short of money. Give me 3 million first, said Xiaochen. All right. Yu Xiaochuan didn't dare to refuse. In the blink of an eye, he lost 3 million with a phone call, and he didn't even manage to kill the person. Is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up, said Xiaochen. All right, goodbye, Mr. White Fox. I'll look for you again if there's anything. Is this your number? I've saved it. Yu Xiaochuan said, I will transfer the 3 million to your warrior guild's account. All right, said Xiaochen. Yu Xiaochuan hung up the phone and used his phone to transfer the money. He was really depressed. This day was really too unlucky. Since Xiaochen couldn't be assassinated, what could he do? The photos in Xiaochen's hands were always a hidden danger, although Yu Xiaochuan felt that Xiaochen was more likely to simply blackmail and threaten him. If he didn't give in, Xiaochen might not release these things. In Yu Xiaochuan's view, there was still affection between Xiaochen and Tang Tang. Even if they broke up, Xiaochen shouldn't harm Tang Tang like this, right? When Tang Tang's reputation was ruined, what good would it do him? He could only take one step at a time. Next, Yu Xiaochuan was going to find Medicine Master Sun and ask about the detoxification pill. He wanted to see if Medicine Master Sun could refine this thing. If not, where could he buy it? If he married Tang Tang and she became fat in a few days, Yu Xiaochuan would feel disgusted, as if he had eaten a fly. He also knew that he and Tang Fangbai had become allies, so it was impossible for him not to marry Tang Tang now. He practiced the chrysanthemum treasure book, and so did Tang Fangbai. It was safest for them to practice together, and they could also learn from each other. However, if Yu Xiaochuan broke off the engagement with Tang Tang and often went to find Tang Fangbai, there would be problems. Therefore, marrying Tang Tang was the best cover. Medicine Master Sun was very excited today at the warrior's market. He got the news that the Xiao family could cooperate with him. Next, Sun Yuming went to the Xiao family and planned to discuss the business routes between the two families with Xiao Hai. Medicine Master Sun was finally relieved. If this opportunity was taken care of, the Xiao family would belong to the Sun family, and the Sun family would also become one of the 9 families in Songning. The haze of being disqualified from supplying the Xiao family had also gradually dissipated. But to be honest, it was impossible to say that Medicine Master Sun had no feelings for the warrior's market. He was a medicine master after all, and he couldn't even protect his own family. Chapter 267. However, he also knew that he was Medicine Master Sun in the warrior's market. Once he left the warrior's market and joined an aristocratic family, he wouldn't be as powerful as he was now. Although he might be respected in that family, what would happen once he left the family? Other families couldn't see the value and benefits you had, so they wouldn't bother with you anymore. There was no use in pleasing you because you were serving a specific family. It was different now. Now that Medicine Master Sun belonged to the warrior's market, basically all the families would beg him. He didn't want to give up his current connections and status, so he could only endure some things. Young Master Kun, you're here. Medicine Master Sun nodded to Yu Xiaochuan. Medicine Master Sun, I'm sorry to disturb you again. Yu Xiaochuan walked in and closed the door. He said, I've heard about the Sun family. Is there anything I can help with? There's no need for the time being. Our Sun family has already joined the Xiao family. Medicine Master Sun didn't hide it. After all, it was impossible to hide this matter. This news would spread quickly, and Yu Xiaochuan would know by then. Joined the Xiao family? Yu Xiaochuan was stunned. How did the Sun family join the Xiao family? Wouldn't it be more difficult to touch Xiao Chen in this way? Young Master Kun, you know the situation of the Sun family. If we don't choose a family to join, our Sun family will end up miserable. However, looking at these families, only the Xiao family can really value us. Medicine Master Sun said honestly, if we join the Yu family, will the Yu family value us? The Xiao family has always been weak in business, but the Yu family's Buchuan group has always been the leading enterprise in Songning City's business circle. Yu Xiaochuan nodded in agreement with Medicine Master Sun's words. Indeed, if the Sun family joined the Yu family wouldn't value them at all. The only one they would value was Medicine Master Sun. With the Sun family as a link, Medicine Master Sun would serve the Yu family better. However, this wasn't a good choice for the Sun family. Yes, there's nothing to say about the Sun family's actions. Yu Xiaochuan nodded. He instantly thought about the other aristocratic families in Songning City, and realized that only the Xiao family was the most suitable. The other families were rising, and the Sun family could only be regarded as the icing on the cake. Of course, Yu Xiaochuan didn't have any intention of annexing the Xiao family. As the representative of a righteous sect, the Yu clan wouldn't have such thoughts. It's good that you understand. Medicine Master Sun nodded. May I know why you're here? It's like this, Medicine Master Sunday. Have you heard of the body cleansing pill? Yu Xiaochuan asked. Body cleansing pill? What does it do? Detoxify and temper the body? Medicine Master Sun was stunned. Yes, it's detoxification and body tempering. Haven't you heard of it? Yu Xiaochuan was a little depressed. Judging from Medicine Master Sun's expression, he probably hadn't heard of it. No, it's just that legend has it that there's a pill of life extension and toxin cleansing. It's a type of spiritual pill, but it's been lost for many years. I heard that it was invented by the former honorary president of the Hong Chamber of Commerce. With my level, it's impossible for me to make it. Medicine Master Sun said, the others that have this effect are all elixirs. As you know, elixirs can't be made by ordinary medicine masters. There aren't many of them in our warrior's market. They're the treasures of our shops. I see. Yu Xiaochuan was instantly disappointed. Could it be that he could only rely on Xiao Chen? He didn't know where that bastard Xiaofan got it from. He even disappeared. It was impossible to find out more. Yes, young Master Sunday. You're talking about the pill that Xiao Chen gave Tang Tang, right? Medicine Master Sun asked as he thought of something. Yes, the Yu clan and the Tang clan are planning to unite by marriage again. However, Tang Tang's problem occurs regularly. Medicine Master Sun, you also know that her body secretes toxins regularly. Therefore, in order to keep her in this state, she must take the detoxification pill, Yu Xiaochuan said. I know, but I really don't know where Xiao Chen got it from. I'll ask around for you, but don't get your hopes up, Medicine Master Sun said. Alright, thank you, Medicine Master Sunday, Xiaochuan exchanged a few pleasantries before taking his leave. He did not want to continue chatting here and left the warriors' market. Not long after Xiaochuan left, Medicine Master Sun received good news from the Sun clan. As expected, the Sun clan said that they would let the Xiao family use all their channels for free. They would only take a small share of the profits, which was the operating expenses, and the rest would belong to the Xiao family. Xiao Hai also saw the Sun clan's sincerity. The cooperation was quite smooth. Of course, Xiao Hai didn't think too much. He didn't know that the Sun clan's intention was to gradually annex the Xiao family through the cooperation with the Xiao family. He thought that the Sun clan just wanted to make a comeback. He didn't know the situation of his father's poisoning at all. In his opinion, with his father's strength, it wouldn't be a problem for him to live for more than 100 years. The Xiao family wouldn't collapse for the time being. If there was a chance for Xiao Chen to return, the Xiao family could also be guaranteed to continue. As for Xiao Xiao, he didn't have much hope. First, Xiao Xiao was a girl. If she got married, she would belong to another family. Second, even if Xiao Xiao gave birth to a child and adopted him into the Xiao family and changed his surname to Xiao, he wouldn't be considered as a member of the Xiao family. What's more, her husband's family was willing to let you adopt him. The resistance for Xiao Chen to return to the Xiao family was completely on the Cheng family. With the Xiao family's current declining situation, it was impossible to wrestle with the Cheng family. The cooperation with the Sun clan was an opportunity. If the Xiao family could grow stronger, then it wouldn't be difficult for Xiao Chen to return. That was why Xiao Hai agreed so quickly and was very excited. Although Xiao Yuanshan was vaguely worried about something, he couldn't do anything about it. His condition was getting worse. If he really let go, only Xiao Hai would be left in the Xiao family. They probably wouldn't be able to stand on the position of an aristocratic family. At noon, Xiao Chen went back, and Tang Tang packed up her stall. Since Xiao Chen was not here, she was not in the mood to set up a stall anymore. After returning to the Tang family, the money she earned was nothing at all. She didn't need to save for her college tuition anymore, because her family would naturally pay for it. Although she felt a bit self-deprecating, it was the truth. Tang Tang didn't want to do useless work. She missed Xiao Chen by selling fried dough sticks here alone. After returning to the villa, Xiao Chen gave the fried dough sticks, soybean milk, and bean curd pudding to Miss Tang and Jean Bebe. Then, the three of them drove to the construction site of Ma Liwan. The car they drove was still Jean Bebe's golden Panamera. The construction site of Ma Liwan was actually an amusement park. However, halfway through the construction, the investor ran away because of the debt, so the project was left unfinished. Now, the city was preparing to bid for a new investor to enter the park. However, it was still in an abandoned state. Therefore, it became the second place for car racing besides the road in Fighting Dragon Mountain. However, this place was going to be rebuilt soon. There were no large-scale car racing competitions here. Only some amateur racers occasionally came here to compete with each other. The real competition was still on the road in Fighting Dragon Mountain. When Xiao Chen, Cheng Menjing, and Jean Bebe arrived, Chao Yuliang, Chen Jinpeng, Li Shanying, and Lin Chao had already arrived. On the yacht that day, Li Shanying and Lin Chao were both wearing oversized sunglasses. They didn't think that Xiao Chen could recognize them. Therefore, they didn't try to hide anything at this moment. Seeing that Xiao Chen and the others had arrived, Chen Jinpeng and Shen Jingxian immediately went to greet them. Looking at Shen Jingxian, who was walking over gracefully like a fairy, Xiao Chen's heart couldn't help but skip a beat. Thinking of the ambiguous scene on the island, he couldn't help but look at Shen Jingxian a few more times. However, Shen Jingxian acted as if she didn't see him. She walked directly to Cheng Menjing, who was next to him. Menjing, you're here too. Shen Jingxian held Cheng Menjing's hand. Yeah, I missed you, so I came. Cheng Menjing naturally wouldn't admit that she was also worried about Xiaochen. Xiaochen smiled bitterly. It seemed that goddess Jing Xian was also an otherworldly fairy. She pretended not to see him when she saw him. Her mental strength was also very strong. Xiaochen, let me introduce you. This is Lin Chao, Li Shanying's junior brother. This time, he is the one who wants to challenge you. Chen Jinpeng introduced Lin Chao to Xiaochen. Oh, Lin Chao, right? Your brother fell to his death. It has nothing to do with me. If you want to find someone, find the person who asked him to come and race with me. Don't look for me. Xiaochen looked at Lin Chao and said. I just admire young Master Zhao's driving skills. I want to compete with you. Lin Chao laughed and said. Oh, I'm afraid that after you die, some junior brother will come and take revenge on me. I don't have that much time. Xiaochen said. Underground racing, life and death is up to fate. This is something everyone knows. I also said that I only want to challenge the strong. Lin Chao said. Oh, okay. Xiaochen looked at Li Shanying, who was at the side. He immediately recognized this guy as one of the people who drove the yacht last time. Lin Chao was the second one. Who is this? What is he doing? Could he be Lin Chao's junior brother? After he died, you came to challenge me? I'm Lin Chao's friend. I'm here to broaden my horizons. Originally, it was planned that Li Shanying would be Lin Chao's junior brother or assistant. But now, it couldn't be said like this. If he also knew how to race, what if Xiaochen was afraid that he would continue to challenge him and directly rejected him? Oh, racing is very dangerous. Unrelated people shouldn't watch. I'm afraid that if something happens to you, you will blame it on me. Xiaochen said. Since I dared to come, I'm considered bold. If something happens, I definitely can't look for you. Li Shanying quickly said. Alright, how do we compete? Xiaochen looked at Lin Chao. Where's the ancient jade? Did you bring it? Lin Chao turned his head and looked at Li Shanying. Li Shanying immediately ran over and took out a small box from a car not far away. He placed it on top of Xiaochen's Panamera. Chapter 268. Lin Chao took it and opened it in front of Xiaochen. These are all of them. Please take a look. Xiaochen didn't look at it carefully. He just reached out and touched them one by one. His heart was slightly moved. Among these 5 ancient jades, 2 of them were spiritual jades. As for the remaining 3, one of them had very little spiritual energy. It could be determined to be real jade. The remaining 2 didn't have any spiritual energy at all. They were definitely fake jade. You dare to take out these 2 fakes to fool me? Xiaochen glared and turned to leave. Are you looking down on me? I'm not playing anymore. I'm leaving. Li Shanying's heart skipped a beat. There were indeed 2 fakes mixed in, and they were the 2 that Xiaochen pointed out. He was shocked. Xiaochen actually recognized the ancient jade? Wasn't he talking nonsense before? However, it was reasonable for a playboy to recognize the ancient jade. These people weren't good at other things, but they were good at studying these hobbies. Just like his brother, Li Shanpao. Wasn't he a racer? However, the colorful Li family didn't need a racer like him. The Li family was on a different level from the Xiao family. Oh? They're fakes? Li Shanying pretended not to know. Brother Chao, what's going on? Xiaochen, we aren't good at this. These are the spoils of war that I won. If you don't think these 2 are good enough, aren't there 3 more? You can always choose one, right? Lin Chao said. Alright then. Best of 3. Let's start. Xiaochen didn't really want to leave. He was just playing a playboy. Best of 3? Li Shanning was slightly stunned. Let's do best of 5. That way, it will be more fair. Although from his point of view, every battle that he prepared might cause Xiaochen to lose, but what if Xiaochen was lucky and didn't die? If Xiaochen really won 2 rounds in the end and left with the ancient jade, then he would really be screwed. This ancient jade was his grandfather's collection. He said that he was borrowing it. If Xiaochen really took it away, how was he going to explain it to his grandfather? If it was those 2 fakes, it would have been fine. However, Xiaochen had good eyesight and immediately saw through it. One had to know that the 2 fakes were the ones with the best quality among the 5 pieces of ancient jade. He wanted to trick Xiaochen, but Xiaochen did not fall for it. 3 wins out of 5? Xiaochen was a little impatient. What's in it for me to play a few more rounds? Who are you? Aren't you Lin Chao's friend? Can you represent Lin Chao? This. Li Shannying's words instantly became sluggish, and he said, Lin Chao told me before that I'm not representing him, but this is also his intention. Not bad. Lin Chao nodded and said, best of 5 then. Then your bet is too small. It's boring, Xiaochen said. Why don't you choose 2 pieces of spiritual jade from here as your spoils? When Lin Chao said that, he glanced at Li Shanning. Seeing that Li Shanning did not object, he continued, it was originally 1 piece, now it's 2 pieces. Is that okay? That's more like it. Xiaochen said, tell me the rules. Okay, the first race is a normal track. We've also chosen the real karting track in the amusement park. It's mainly a race. Whoever reaches the finish line first wins. Lin Chao introduced concisely, you can use your own car or the car that we provide for you. It doesn't matter. Don't say that your car is not as good as ours when you lose. Oh, I'll use Panamera. Tycoon Jean Bebe is my goddess of luck, Xiaochen said. Oh. Bebe is so honored. Come on, cousin-in-law. Jean Bebe said shyly. On Lin Chao's side, there was not only 1 car. They had a lot of cars. There was Chen Jinpeng's Volkswagen, Chao Yuliang's Audi R8 sports car, Lin Chao's modified BMW M6 sports car, and Li Shannying's Land Rover Range Rover. The group of people arrived near the go-kart racing track. Xiaochen realized that although this go-kart racing track didn't have any high-difficulty positions like sharp bends, because it wasn't built properly, there were ravines and rivers on both sides of the road. If they were to accidentally rush off the track, it wouldn't be a joke. At that time, there would definitely be protective fences on both sides of the track. Furthermore, the speed of the karting car would not be too fast. They would not be able to rush out at all, so there would not be any danger. However, it would be very dangerous to use it to race. Although this track is a little dangerous, it should not be a problem for Xiaochen, right? Lin Chao was afraid that Xiaochen would be timid, so he deliberately said so. Oh, if you think it's okay, then it's okay. Xiaochen nodded. Then let's get started. Don't dawdle. The last ride was quite interesting. I want to go for a ride again. As a driver, why don't you take me for a ride? Cheng Menjing glanced at Xiaochen and said. You don't have to go. You are my mistress. I am under a lot of pressure in the car. Xiaochen knew that Cheng Menjing did this to make Chao Yuliang afraid, but in fact, Xiaochen felt that the man beside Lin Chao was in charge this time. He was the leader. This person looked similar to Li Shanpao. Could they be relatives? Cheng Menjing was a little annoyed. I am afraid that you will die, so I want to ride in the car. Do you think I want to ride in your car? There are plenty of people who want to invite me to ride in their cars. Xiaochen didn't bother with him. Instead, he turned to look at Shen Jingxian and said, I say, little Peng, why don't you lend me your fiancé? Anyway, you are addicted to being cuckolded. I just happen to lack a woman in my car. Chen Jinpeng was a little stunned. However, Chao Yuliang on the side was relieved. As long as it isn't Cheng Menjing, it's fine. He knew that this time, Li Shaoning probably wouldn't stop until he was dead. Even if Cheng Menjing sat in Xiao Chen's car, she would definitely die. However, he couldn't dissuade her. Wouldn't he be exposed? Therefore, when he heard that Xiao Chen chose Shen Jingxian, Chao Yuliang was relieved. At this time, he opened his mouth and said, "Jinpeng, you have this hobby?" Chen Jinpeng was bitter. He wanted to disagree, but he was afraid that Xiao Chen would turn around and leave. Li Shannying's anger wasn't easy to deal with, but, if Shen Jingxian got in the car, wouldn't that be courting death? At this time, Li Shanning also saw the problem. He tugged at Chen Jinpeng and said in a low voice, "If this matter is settled, the Li family will cooperate with the Chen family. You also know our Li family's position in the warrior guild. At that time, it's not impossible for your father to be promoted to the position of president." When Chen Jinpeng heard this, it was as if he had been injected with chicken blood. It was true that he liked Shen Jingxian, but if his father became the president of the warrior guild, he could totally marry a better woman. Now that Shen Jingxian was indifferent to him, he could change to another one. Thinking of this, Chen Jinpeng made a decision in an instant. "Xiao Chen, it's not that I like to be cuckolded, I'm just more open-minded. Alright, then let Jingxian sit in your car." "Thank you." Xiao Chen opened the car door and said to Shen Jingxian, "Goddess Jingxian, please get in the car." Shen Jingxian frowned and looked at Cheng Menjing. Cheng Menjing wanted to say something but stopped. She didn't believe that Shen Jingxian couldn't see through the motive of Chao Yuliang's group, so this kind of matter could only be decided by Shen Jingxian herself. However, based on Cheng Menjing's understanding of Shen Jingxian, she was a kind girl and would definitely get in the car to protect Xiao Chen secretly. Alright. Shen Jingxian got in the car. Xiao Chen also got in the car and drove the car to the starting point of the go-kart track, getting ready. In the car, Shen Jingxian glared at Xiao Chen. "How can you be so bold to ask me to get in the car in front of Menjing? I'm also in front of your fiancé." Xiao Chen reached out to hold Shen Jingxuan's hand. Shen Jingxuan's body stiffened subconsciously, and she withdrew her small hand from Xiao Chen's big hand. "Xiao Chen, it's not good for us to do this. The matter on the island was a misunderstanding." "Oh, I know." Xiao Chen continued to hold Shen Jingxuan's hand, but he didn't manage to do so, so he simply put his hand on Shen Jingxuan's thigh. "You? What are you doing?" Shen Jingxian was shocked and quickly pushed Xiao Chen's hand away. "I wanted to change the gear, but I touched the wrong place. I'm just not used to this sports car." Xiao Chen laughed dryly, and he also felt that he seemed to have gone overboard. However, Shen Jingxian agreed to get in the car just now, which made Xiao Chen feel a little smug. Xiao Chen glanced at Shen Jingxian, who was in the front passenger seat. Seeing her pursing her lips and slightly short of breath, Xiao Chen sighed and said, "I'm sorry, no. It's nothing." Shen Jingxian shook her head. Her heart was in a mess. She thought that she could face Xiao Chen like before, but sitting in Xiao Chen's car and being taken advantage of by Xiao Chen, Shen Jingxian couldn't help but want Xiao Chen to continue. Shen Jingxian was a little shocked by her attitude. Had she become bad? I actually have this kind of thought. Is this considered as secretly having an affair with Xiao Chen's fiancé and my fiancé in the car? Lin Chao's car also drove over. He wasn't like Xiao Chen, who directly drove over, but he did a final inspection of the car before coming over. Moreover, Xiao Chen didn't know much about cars, so he just let it be. Anyway, he was a cultivator, so he wouldn't die. "Xiao Chen, are you ready?" Lin Chao asked with the car loudspeaker. "DD." Xiao Chen pressed the horn twice, indicating that he was ready. Boom! The engine of Lin Chao's BMW M6 roared fiercely, and he was already preparing for a sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chen Jinpeng held the loudspeaker and shouted the countdown. When the number 1 blurted out, Lin Chao's car was like an arrow that left the bow as it flew out, while Xiao Chen's Panamera leisurely chased after it. Be careful, it doesn't matter if you lose. The person beside Lin Chao is called Li Shanying, Li Shanpao's younger brother. This operation was mainly planned by him, and his goal is to avenge his dead brother. When Shen Jingxian came, she had already found out the situation from Chen Jinpeng's mouth. Chapter 269. As soon as Shen Jingxian opened her mouth, Chen Jinpeng told her the whole truth. There was no need to ask for more information. Shen Jingxian wanted to find a chance to talk to Xiao Chen. Since she was in the car, it was convenient. My power is beyond my imagination. Isn't that what you said? Xiao Chen smiled and said, Goddess Jingxian, it's hard to say who will die. Li Shanpao also wanted to kill me. Didn't he also die? Li Shanpao. Did you really kill him? Shen Jingxian was a little surprised. Yes. Xiao Chen nodded, not only that, but I also killed Chen Jinkuan. What? Shen Jingxian was a little shocked. She never thought that Chen Jinkuan's death was not an accident, but Xiao Chen did it. But why did Xiao Chen do it? Wasn't he afraid that the Chen family would find out? Didn't he die in an accident? How did you do it? If the Chen family found out, don't you know you will be in danger? If they found out, they would have found out. Xiao Chen shook his head indifferently. I killed Chen Jinkuan because he wanted to deal with Tang Tang, and because I like you. When Shen Jingxian heard the last sentence of Xiao Chen, she became silent and lowered her head. Xiao Chen shocked her too much. She never thought that Xiao Chen was such a strong person before. As she got to know Xiao Chen better, Shen Jingxian found that Xiao Chen was more and more incomprehensible to her. There were too many mysteries about Xiao Chen. Chen Jinkuan and Li Shanpao died in an accident. This was not the ability of a warrior at all. Even masters at the level of her father and grandfather might not be able to do it. How did Xiao Chen do it? He likes me, so he killed Chen Jinkuan for me? Shen Jingxian suddenly felt very happy. If it was in the past, even if she didn't like Chen Jinkuan, she would still sympathize with him when he died, right? Therefore, Shen Jingxian felt that she had become bad. How could she be happy when Xiao Chen killed Chen Jinpeng? Moreover, Shen Jingxian didn't like a cruel person like Xiao Chen in the past. But now, she felt that what Xiao Chen did was right. To be honest, Shen Jingxian more or less knew what happened that day. Chen Jinkuan wanted to find someone to gang rape Tang Tang. It was not an exaggeration for Xiao Chen to kill him. It was just that, as long as he liked it, he would kill you. Don't tell me you've killed Chen Jinpeng as well? Not for the time being. But if he continues to help the wicked and make trouble for me, then he is not far from death. Xiao Chen said. With the improvement of Xiao Chen's strength, even if he didn't kill these unstable factors, Xiao Chen would cripple him, or directly destroy the Chen family. Then Chen Jinpeng would be nothing. Don't kill him for the time being. You are exposed. What should I do? Shen Jingxian was a little confused. Xiao Chen wanted to kill her fiancé, but she actually said not to kill him for the time being. Shen Jingxian felt a little crazy after she said that. How could she become so bad? Well. Xiao Chen was ready to speed up, but he suddenly felt that there was something wrong with the car. He took a closer look and found that there was a layer of looming coating on the go-kart track. As for what it was, Xiao Chen didn't know, but it had been abandoned for a long time and was weathered by wind and rain, and this coating was obviously applied recently. Xiao Chen didn't speed up before, so he didn't feel it so obvious. But as soon as he sped up, Xiao Chen clearly felt that the friction between the wheels and the ground increased a lot, but it was not simple friction. This was because Xiaochen could see from the rearview mirror that the wheels of the car left black marks on the road that he had passed, just like the brake marks left by braking. It seemed that this coating should be some kind of substance that destroyed the tires. As for what it was, Xiaochen didn't know, but if this continued, if the tires of the car continued to be rubbed like this, they would become thinner and thinner. When the tires burst, the car would lose control and drive directly into the gully or river on the side. If that was not done well, they would probably die. Thinking of this, Xiaochen understood the conspiracy of this game, and a sneer flashed across the corner of his mouth. Xiaochen, there is a problem with this road. Shen Jingxian saw that Xiaochen's expression suddenly became dignified. She also looked around and found the long tire marks behind the car. You see, there are tire marks behind the car. I'm afraid the rubber will become thinner and thinner. We can stop and admit defeat. Otherwise, if the tires are worn out, we will become a pair of ill-fated lovebirds. Xiaochen smiled. Xiaochen, why are you still smiling? Shen Jingxian was a little speechless with anger. Don't worry. I didn't die even when I fell into the sea and encountered a shark. This is a piece of cake. Xiaochen said, the TT is only 0.3 millimeters. It can't even be worn out, let alone the tires. TT. Shen Jingxian was stunned, and then her face turned red. She rolled her eyes at Xiaochen. Don't say such a low-level joke in front of me in the future. Not in front of you, but in front of your legs. Xiaochen remembered when he was on the island, Shen Jingxian rode on his head. You still dare to say it? Shen Jingxuan's face was even redder. She glared at Xiaochen with some embarrassment. I was afraid that you would be afraid, so I adjusted the atmosphere. Xiaochen quickly said, okay, I won't say it anymore. It's okay. You can rest assured. I won't let you die even if I die. Don't talk nonsense. No one is allowed to die, said Shen Jingxian. Okay. Xiaochen smiled. Lin Chao was a little puzzled. Is this Xiaochen really stupid or is he pretending to be stupid? He didn't notice that there was a problem with the road? And he drove so fast. Didn't he know that the faster he drove, the faster the tires would burst? All BMW cars were equipped with anti-burst tires. His wheels were no exception. Although anti-burst tires weren't good for racing, normal tires would be used during normal races. However, Lin Chao didn't change it for this round. But even so, he didn't dare to drive too fast. If the rubber of the tires were worn out, how could he drive with only the steel rims left? So, when he saw Xiaochen's speed increasing, he felt a little regretful. Dying in the first round? There's really no challenge. This is the rhythm of courting death. The subsequent plans were also in vain. But even if Xiaochen drove fast, due to the problems with the tires and the ground, the speed wouldn't be particularly fast. Lin Chao had already pulled away by a large distance, so the possibility of Xiaochen winning was almost zero. Wait? F***ck? Lin Chao suddenly realized that when Xiaochen turned the corner, he was actually drifting. He still dared to drift on this kind of road? Isn't this the rhythm of making the tires wear out faster? Lin Chao really didn't know what to say. This Xiaochen really dared to die. If he didn't court death, he wouldn't die. Xiaochen's speed was getting faster and faster. In the blink of an eye, he was behind Lin Chao. Lin Chao didn't want to lose. If he lost in the first round, wouldn't it show that he didn't have any standards? So, Lin Chao had no choice but to bite the bullet and speed up. Luckily, his car was anti-burst tires. Even if the tires were worn out, the most he could do was not drive. It was impossible for the car to lose control. So, Lin Chao had just started to speed up, and Xiaochen had already overtaken him. Behind the car, there was a long tire mark. Humph, you're really rushing to die. Since you want to die faster, then I can't do anything about it. Lin Chao said indifferently. Lin Chao followed behind, but he didn't dare to overtake too quickly. He could only maintain that he didn't fall too far behind. Otherwise, if the rubber of the wheels were worn out, he wouldn't have any way to continue driving. Will the tires really not burst? Shen Jingxian was a little worried. They won't. Xiaochen said with certainty. He had already infused essence energy onto the wheels. The wheels were already augmented by essence energy, turning into an immortal wheel. Although it was impossible for them not to wear out, the speed of wear out was greatly reduced. Furthermore, even if they were worn out, Xiaochen could also use essence energy to wrap the wheels, allowing it to persist for a distance. Although it consumed more essence energy, recently, Xiaochen had a lot of essence energy. If he didn't break through at night, the accumulated essence energy would also be wasted. Not knowing why, hearing Xiaochen's "they won't," Shen Jingxian suddenly felt especially at ease. She felt like she didn't have to be afraid of anything. After running a distance, Lin Chao was somewhat puzzled. What was going on? Why didn't Xiaochen's tires F*King burst? Logically speaking, it should be about time, right? Li Shanying, who was watching the competition from afar, was also a little puzzled. He looked at Chao Yuliang and Chen Jinpeng. What's going on? Are Xiaochen's wheels also specially modified? How is that possible? He only goes to school every day. Why would he modify this thing? Chen Jinpeng shook his head, indicating that it was unlikely. However, he was very worried about Shen Jingxian. After all, she was the goddess that he liked. Most importantly, she died before he even had sex with her. It would have been fine if he had sex with her. That's really strange. Could it be that his tires are thicker and of better quality? Li Shanying shook his head. On the other side, Cheng Menjing was also watching the competition with a frown. Jean Beibei was dancing and cheering at the side. That's enough, Beibei. Stop for a while. Xiaochen can't hear you cheering. Cheng Menjing was a little annoyed. Xiaochen was her servant, and Cheng Menjing was her bestie. What should she do if something happened to them? Humph, it's all Xiaochen's fault. Why did he bring Shen Jingxian with him when he was courting death? You like Shen Jingxian, so you let her die with you? You are so heartless. I want to get in the car, but you don't need me, oh. Jean Beibei sat down. Cousin Menjing, do you think it's possible that Sister Jingxian is with cousin-in-law? It seems that Sister Jingxian is very concerned about cousin-in-law. That's Jingshuan's character. She won't sit and watch when anyone is in danger. Cheng Menjing shook her head. She didn't think much about it. After all, Shen Jingxian was a very kind person. Oh. Okay. Jean Beibei said, anyway, I think you have to work hard. Otherwise, cousin-in-law is so excellent that he will be snatched away sooner or later. You think he's excellent? Why don't I think so? Cheng Menjing snorted. She thought to herself that Xiaochen really had a lot of advantages. Why didn't she know about them before? Blind dates are harmful. Free love is better than blind dates. Chapter 270. You're blind, Jean Beibei said. What did you say? Cheng Menjing said angrily, say it again. Nothing. Jean Beibei stopped talking. The race was still going on intensely. Lin Chao was getting more and more confused. They were getting closer and closer to the finish line. There was less than a third of the distance left. Why hadn't Xiaochen's tires burst yet? According to his previous estimation, it would be good if Xiaochen's car could at most last until halfway through the racetrack. This was already an extraordinary performance. However, seeing that the finish line was getting closer and closer, Lin Chao could only speed up. Previously, he was counting on Xiaochen to lose if his tires burst, but now, he could only work hard himself. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Lin Chao stepped on the accelerator and chased after him. However, even though he was fast, Xiaochen wasn't slow either. Especially when Xiaochen was drifting when he turned the corner. Lin Chao had no choice but to start drifting. 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 In the end, Xiaochen crossed the finish line. Lin Chao was still lagging behind by more than 10 meters despite his best efforts. When Lin Chao crossed the finish line, his tires were worn out, revealing the steel rims inside. Without a doubt, Xiaochen had won. The karting track was a big circle, so the two of them returned to the starting point. Li Shaniying's eyes widened. He couldn't believe it. Why didn't Xiaochen's tires burst and die? It wasn't realistic to say that the coating on the track was ineffective. After all, Lin Chao's own tires were worn out. However, he saw that Xiaochen's tires were fine. He was a little anxious. Of course, he was pretending to be Lin Chao's friend, so it was easier for him to say this. That's not right. Brother Chao, your tires are worn out. Why are Xiaochen's tires fine? Both of you are drifting. What's going on? Isn't this karting track equivalent to destroying the tires? I don't know. Lin Chao was also very puzzled. Li Shaniying asked him, but he didn't know who to ask. Li Shaniying was especially astonished. He had personally hired someone to do the coating, so it was impossible for there to be any problems. Moreover, if there was a problem, why didn't Lin Chao have any problems? Xiaochen and Shen Jingxian got out of the car. Shen Jingxian heaved a sigh of relief. Xiaochen really didn't brag. However, the more it was like this, the more Shen Jingxian felt that Xiaochen was a little unfathomable. Jingxian, are you okay? Cheng Menjing ran over and held Shen Jingshuan's hand. This guy drives too fast. He doesn't listen to me. Humph, I'll teach him a lesson when we get home. Hee, it's fine. Shen Jingxian shook her head with a smile. She suddenly felt a little envious of Cheng Menjing. Go home. Can I go home with Xiaochen? Xiaochen was ignored, but Jean Bebe danced in front of Xiaochen and praised him. Cousin-in-law, you are so awesome. I like you so much. Jean Bebe shouted. Hearing Jean Bebe's ambiguous words, Xiaochen felt a little helpless. Although he knew that Jean Bebe might not mean that, he couldn't help but let his imagination run wild. Compared with Goddess Shen, Jean Bebe gave Xiaochen a different feeling. He was also very happy to trick people with her. Seeing Xiaochen and the others so excited, Li Shaniying couldn't help but walk to Xiaochen's Panamera. You are not right. In his opinion, Lin Chao's tires had been so worn out, but Xiaochen was still fine. Were his tires made of diamond? Squatting down, Li Shaniying began to study Xiaochen's tires. He looked left and right and found that the tires were all original ones, not new ones. But that made him even weirder. He reached out his hand and was about to poke the tires of the car. However, after a few loud sounds, the tires in front of him exploded directly. A pebble on the tires shot into Li Shaniying's eyes directly. Instantly, Li Shaniying screamed and covered his eyes with his hands. Blood flowed out from the gaps between his fingers. Although Li Shaniying was a hidden warrior, he was not prepared at all just now. Besides, warriors couldn't train their bodies to train their eyes, which were one of the most vulnerable parts. Besides, he was not a cultivator who could protect his body with primordial qi. Holy *T, Lin Chao, why is your friend so careless? Why did he look at the car for no reason? Is he okay now? Quickly send him to the hospital. The competition is over. Consider it my win. Give me the 2 pieces of ancient jade. Xiaochen said. He secretly sneered in his heart. Idiot, he had been using his primordial qi to protect the tires, so the tires didn't explode. When Li Shanning went over, he directly contracted his primordial qi, and the tires were squeezed by the primordial qi and exploded. Originally, Xiaochen just wanted to scare him. Who knew that he would be so unlucky and get blinded by the pebble? No need, I'm fine. Li Shanning was about to go crazy. However, he was unwilling to let Xiaochen win just like that. He really didn't expect his luck to be so bad. Xiaochen's tires didn't explode earlier or later. It just had to explode when he went to observe. He couldn't blame anyone but himself for making an unnecessary move. He was also a martial artist. Naturally, he knew that one of his eyes was useless. It would be useless to go to the hospital. He dug out the stone and found a handkerchief to cover his eye, turning him into a one-eyed man. Then, shall we continue the competition? Lin Chao's mouth twitched twice. Fortunately, I didn't look out of curiosity. Otherwise, I would be the one who was blinded. Continue. How could Li Shanning let Xiaochen win just like that? He was here to kill Xiaochen. If he let Xiaochen win, not only would he not be able to get over it, but the ancient jade would also be taken away by Xiaochen. He wouldn't be able to get over it when he returned home to his grandfather. Okay. Lin Chao nodded. If you are fine, then let's continue the competition. Your friend is really strong, but my car's tire has exploded. How can I compete? Xiaochen pointed to the Panamera with the exploded tire. The Panamera Standard didn't have a spare tire. Therefore, the competition couldn't continue since Xiaochen's tire had exploded. Why don't you borrow a car from your friend? Otherwise, if you don't compete, it can only be considered as giving up since you have only won one of the 5 rounds, and the ancient jade can't be taken away by you, said Lin Chao. I see. Xiaochen thought about it and said, Old Chao, little shed, who can lend me your car? Use mine, Audi R8. As Chao Yuliang said, he gave the car key to Xiaochen. Okay. Xiaochen nodded and took the car key. Tell me, what's the competition for this round? In this round, we will compete on continuous bends. Lin Chao said, the so-called continuous bends is to continuously pass through a Z-shaped bend. This is a test of drifting skills and patience. I don't know if Xiaochen has the confidence. Oh, whatever you say. Let's go then. Xiaochen nodded and got on Chao Yuliang's Audi R8. Then, he waved to Shen Jingxian and said, get on. Shen Jingxian hesitated for a moment, but she still got on the car. Cheng Menjing snorted and didn't say anything. Chen Jinpeng frowned and didn't say anything. He was now thinking that if Shen Jingxian died, he hoped that Li Shanning could fulfill his promise and support the Chen family. Lin Chao's car led the way in front, and Xiaochen followed behind. The others also sat at the back. They came to the front of a continuous Z-shaped track. This was actually a waterway in the air. After the construction was completed, there would be flowing water above it. It would be similar to the entertainment of the mighty rapids. The passengers would sit in a small boat and slide continuously in the bends at high altitude. Of course, there would be safety measures above the slide. But now, it was just a prototype. If the 2 cars were racing in the air, if they weren't careful and their hands and feet weren't coordinated well, it was very likely that they would rush out. If they fell from such a high altitude, the cars would be destroyed and people would die. Xiaochen's and Lin Chao's cars were parked side by side in front of the track. The track was arranged from the lowest to the highest, and then to the lowest. Li Shanning, with only one eye, stood beside the 2 cars. Waving the small flag in his hand, he said, get ready. Everyone, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. It was still Lin Chao's car that rushed out first, followed by Xiaochen. Cheng Menjing and Jean Beibei, who were watching at the side, were a little worried. Although the last competition was also very dangerous and the tires could burst at any time, this was a competition in the sky. If they were not careful and fell down, the car would be destroyed and the passengers would die. Did you cause the tire explosion just now? Shen Jingxian looked at Xiao Chen suspiciously. If she didn't know about Xiao Chen, she wouldn't care. But now it seemed that there was no such coincidence in the world. Yes, I taught that guy a lesson. Xiao Chen nodded. Are you afraid of this race? I thought you wouldn't get in the car. When I'm with you, I feel at ease. Shen Jingxian lowered her head and said in a low voice. There had never been a man who could give her such a feeling. Yet, Xiao Chen gave it to her. This caused Shen Jingxian to sink into a boundless confusion. On the one hand, she was more and more unwilling to be manipulated by her family and marry Chen Jinpeng, who she didn't like. However, for the sake of her younger brother, Shen Jingxian knew that she couldn't be willful. Although Xiao Chen was powerful, he was only one person after all. Even the Xiao family wouldn't bring any tangible benefits to the Shen family. It wouldn't be of much help to her younger brother's promotion. The reason why Shen Zhenghao had chosen the Chen family was that Chen Huan had been promoted. He was the vice president of the Songning Martial Arts Guild. From this point of view, the benefits he brought to the Shen family were tangible. What the Chen family could offer, the Xiao family couldn't. For example, Chen Huanling could use his position as the vice president of the Martial Arts Guild to order directly from the Warriors Market or even the Hong Chamber of Commerce. But could the Xiao family do that? Shen Jingxian sighed slightly. Sometimes, the children of aristocratic families seem to have infinite glory, but in fact, many things were beyond their control. Shen Jingxian couldn't change anything, nor could she influence the decisions of her family. Chapter 271. Then I'm going to speed up. As Xiao Chen said this, he increased the speed of the car, but he suddenly heard an inaudible click, and he was shocked subconsciously. Something is wrong. There must be something wrong with the car. Soon, he found out that something was wrong. The car's brakes were malfunctioning. Xiao Chen couldn't help but sneer. This Chao Yuliang is really scheming. He made a faulty car. I'm afraid that the brake system is destroyed by radio wave manipulation. Otherwise, why was there no problem before? What's wrong? Shen Jingxian seemed to have noticed the problem. The brakes are broken. Xiao Chen said, Chao Yuliang really dared to do it. You are also in the car, in their eyes, there is only profit. I can see through it. Shen Jingxian shrugged. Although Chen Jinpeng liked her, in the face of absolute profit, he could also give up her. Wasn't it now? And Shen Jingxian felt that Xiao Chen's love was true love. If it were Xiao Chen would never give up her for profit. Never mind for profit, even the person who gave him profit would probably be killed by Xiao Chen. This was Xiao Chen's character. Although he was somewhat ruthless and unreasonable, Shen Jingxian found that she liked this kind of Xiao Chen. The sense of security he gave her made Shen Jingxian very comfortable. The children of big families are all like that. Xiao Chen smiled indifferently. Aren't you also a child of a big family? Shen Jingxian rolled her eyes at Xiao Chen, but he didn't seem to see it. Me, am I not an ordinary person now? Xiao Chen said, if I were still the same as before, would you be so good to me? Who got along with you? Shen Jingxian stammered, we're just familiar with each other. Well, I'm a little familiar with your body, Xiao Chen said. Hey, don't always say that. I don't think it's good. Every time Shen Jingxian heard Xiao Chen's words, she didn't feel annoyed. Instead, she felt excited. She didn't know why. I just want you to forget about the broken brakes, said Xiao Chen. Yeah. The brake is broken, and you're still so calm. What should we do? Shen Jingxian was reminded by Xiao Chen and immediately remembered the brake. If it breaks, don't brake, Xiaochen said lightly. Shen Jingxian was speechless. Without the brake, Xiaochen could only accelerate all the way. With Xiaochen's driving skills and the support of his yuan qi, there wouldn't be any problem without the brake. Even if they were high up in the sky, Xiaochen couldn't rush down. Soon, he caught up with Lin Chao. This kind of Z-shaped bend could only be overtaken at the bend. There was enough space at the bend. Perhaps it was because this amusement park would have some water supply or flushing facilities at the bend, but it hadn't been added yet. It could be used to overtake. However, when Xiaochen met Lin Chao, it wasn't a bend in front, but an ordinary straight road. Therefore, Xiaochen directly hit the rear of Lin Chao's car. When the car collided, Xiaochen used his yuan qi to protect the entire car. Therefore, the back of Lin Chao's car was hit directly, but Xiaochen's car was fine. Lin Chao was shocked and subconsciously gripped the steering wheel. This was high up in the sky. It wasn't a joke. If he fell, he would die. Lin Chao had no choice but to speed up. Originally, he thought that Xiaochen's brakes weren't good. He should have lost control very quickly and the car would be destroyed. However, it was unbelievable that he could still drive here. Lin Chao wanted to play it safe. Although his driving skills were superb, there weren't many protective measures at this high altitude. The edge of the track was just a short metal edge. If he wasn't careful, he could rush out. But now, Xiaochen was eyeing him from behind. He had no choice but to accelerate and accelerate. However, Xiaochen was still in hot pursuit. Finally, at a lower position on the track, Xiaochen accelerated and directly pushed Lin Chao's car off the track. Although Xiaochen could have done that earlier, he didn't. It was obvious that he had done it on purpose. Even if the brakes failed, it would be hard to explain when the time came. But now, he had only eliminated Lin Chao. Since he wouldn't die from a fall from this height, Li Shanning wouldn't have much to say. Lin Chao's car flew out and fell off the track. Even though the height wasn't too high, it was still more than 2 meters. After the car fell, it rolled a few times. It was obviously broken, and it was impossible to continue using it. Shen Jingxian didn't scream. She just held on to the handle of the car and the seatbelt. She didn't expect Xiaochen to have the guts to finish off the race like this. After that, Xiaochen rushed all the way and quickly reached the finish line. The car found a construction mound, pulled the handbrake, and raised the accelerator. After the car rushed to the mound, it rubbed for a while before slowly coming to a stop. Xiaochen got out of the car with Shen Jingxian. Lin Chao had already gotten out of the car. Fortunately, his car had been modified, and he was also a professional racer. He knew how to protect himself when there was a car accident, so he wasn't injured. I say, Lin Chao, you're quite lucky. You didn't die. Xiaochen said faintly and sarcastically. Xiaochen, did you do it on purpose? You're trying to murder me. Li Shanning clearly knew that it was caused by Xiaochen's brakes, but at this moment, he could only pretend that he didn't know. The car's brakes failed. This car belongs to Chao Yuliang. If there's anything, you should look for him. I'm lucky that I didn't die. Besides, isn't he fine? Who can he blame if his skills aren't good? I can drive better than him without the brakes, said Xiaochen. Lin Chao waved his hand and said, forget it. This round was also my mistake. In the next 3 rounds, I'm going crazy. Xiaochen, you won't have a chance. Oh, okay. I'm waiting for you to go crazy. Xiaochen nodded and said, what are we competing in the 3rd round? The 3rd round, our venue is the bumper car field. We'll collide with each other and see who can push the other out of the circle. The one in the circle wins. Lin Chao said, how is it? The rules are simple, right? Okay, then let's start. Let's end it earlier. I still have to take the goddess to rent a room. A small shed. You don't have any objections, right? Xiaochen looked at Chen Jinpeng. Huh. Bro Xiaochen, you must be joking. You can't bully a brother's wife. Chen Jinpeng's face was a little unnatural. Isn't it popular to bully a brother's wife? Said Xiaochen. Chen Jinpeng clenched his teeth. Of course, that depends on Jingxian. If Jingxian agrees, then I can't say anything. Oh, okay. It seems that I have to work hard. The goddess doesn't really agree now, but I think she will agree in the future, said Xiaochen. Shen Jingxian wanted to kick Xiaochen. What do you mean by she will agree in the future? Even if she agrees, you can't say it in front of Chen Jinpeng. Huh, that's true. Let's work hard together. Chen Jinpeng laughed. Let's race first. Oh, okay, but my car's brakes are broken. I don't have a car anymore. Can you give me another one? Asked Xiaochen. We don't need our own car for the third race. I have prepared 2 special bumper cars. It's too dangerous for our normal cars to collide with each other. This time, you can choose one of the 2 cars first. If there are any problems, it won't be my problem anymore, said Chen Jinpeng as he pointed to the bumper cars that were prepared not far away. Okay, I didn't blame you this time, right? It's fine even if the brakes don't work. Anyway, it's Lin Chao's bad luck, said Xiaochen indifferently. After confirming the rules, Xiaochen and the others came to the bumper car racetrack. This bumper car racetrack was similar to the previous ones. It was only half built, and the venue wasn't surrounded. There were only a few broken wooden boards around, and it said that construction workers shouldn't come close. There weren't any bumper cars inside, only 2 bumper cars that Lin Chao transported in advance. To be honest, the third race looked simple, but it was also the hardest to determine the winner. Colliding with each other, how long would it take to knock the opponent out? Moreover, the bumper cars were the same, and their performance was similar. One person was running in front, and the other was chasing behind. How long would it take for them to bump into each other? It wasn't just a test of skills, it was also a test of judgment, and most importantly, luck. However, what puzzled Xiaochen was that although the bumper cars were troublesome, they weren't dangerous. In this race, how would Lin Chao and Li Shanian get rid of him? Or, was this a race where they were preparing to turn defeat into victory? Was there any hidden danger? In any case, Xiaochen had already brought Shen Jingxian into the bumper cars. This made Chen Jinpeng's expression turn ugly. After all, there was a partition in the middle of the front seats of a real car. Even if 2 people sat in the same row, they couldn't touch each other. However, the bumper cars were different. There was only 1 row of seats in the car. If 2 people sat in it, they would actually be next to each other. In this way, didn't it mean that Xiaochen might take advantage of Shen Jingxian? Especially when the cars collided with each other, Shen Jingxian would inevitably stick to Xiaochen. This made Chen Jinpeng depressed. At this time, he even prayed that Shen Jingxian and Xiaochen would die together in this race, so that he wouldn't have to worry about it. When Shen Jingxian sat in the car, she obviously noticed this as well. Her pretty face couldn't help but blush. She glared at Xiaochen with her beautiful eyes. You always want to take advantage of me. Every time. This car was arranged by Chen Jinpeng, right? What does it have to do with me? Xiaochen shrugged his shoulders and looked at Shen Jingxian innocently. Your fiancé likes to be cuckolded. I can't do anything about it. Nonsense. He didn't expect that you would take me to the car. Shen Jingxian snorted. Forget it. Anyway, you have taken advantage of me a lot. I'll just bear with it. Chapter 272. You are really used to being taken advantage of by me. Xiaochen smiled and said, don't wait until I get used to it and often find you to take advantage of me. Don't you dare. Shen Jingxian said, after the game, you are not allowed to do this to me. Between us. What is going on, you know better than me. You are also a rational person, aren't you? I won't kill people if I am rational. Xiao Chen smiled. I. Shen Jingxian wanted to say that she couldn't be with him, but she was afraid that Xiao Chen would affect the mood of racing, so she had to say, don't think too much. I am Chen Jinpeng's fiancé. Hee, okay. Xiao Chen smiled. In fact, he also knew that Shen Jingxian was in a difficult position, so he did not push too hard. Hee, okay. Xiao Chen smiled. In fact, he also knew that Shen Jingxian was in a difficult position, so he did not push too hard. I especially like to take other people's fiancés, such as Tang Tang. Humph. How can you be so fickle? Shen Jingxian glared at Xiao Chen. Xiao Chen's words also made her a little dumbfounded. Other boys in front of her, they could not wait to swear that she was his one and only, right? Xiao Chen, on the other hand, talked about Tang Tang in front of her. Was he going to have 3 or 4 wives? Shen Jingxian was born in an ancient martial arts family. She did not care much about these things, but she was educated in modern times, so she was still a little unhappy. She also heard about Tang Tang. Tang Tang used to be with Xiao Chen every day. Later, Tang Tang returned to her former beautiful appearance, and Yu Xiaochuan wanted to take her back. But then again, no one would be happy about it. In fact, she was still on Xiao Chen's side in her heart. She did not want Yu Xiaochuan to take Tang Tang back, but, with Tang Tang, what about herself? Well, it has nothing to do with me. I'm Chen Jinpeng's fiancé. I'm just thinking about Cheng Menjiying. That must be it. Xiao Chen didn't expect that his casual words would cause Shen Jingxuan's imagination to run wild, because the competition was about to begin. The bumper cars weren't convertible, so the people outside couldn't hear what Xiao Chen and Shen Jingxian were saying. It had to be said that Li Shanying was still very powerful. Even Xiao Chen suspected that this kid was a hidden warrior like Chao Yuliang. Otherwise, how could he be so powerful? He waved the small flag in his hand and said to Xiao Chen and Lin Chao, get ready. Everyone in position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. Lin Chao started the bumper car and crashed into Xiao Chen. He's coming. Shen Jingxian was startled and said to Xiao Chen. Oh, he can't. Xiao Chen suddenly started the bumper car and did an incredible backward drift. The bumper car's control was obviously weaker than a sports car, even worse than the most common car. Although the bumper cart that Lin Chao had gotten him was a bit better than the bumper cart from a regular amusement park, it wasn't by much. After all, it was an entertainment device, not a race car. Even so, with Xiao Chen's super strong senses as a cultivator, he was able to quickly familiarize himself with the control of the bumper cart. He was able to maximize the performance of the bumper cart. What the F***ck? Lin Chao was stunned. He didn't expect Xiao Chen to drift backward. What kind of driving skill was that? Logically speaking, Xiao Chen shouldn't have touched this kind of bumper car before. There were many bumper car manufacturers, and this bumper car was bought by Li Shanying from overseas. There was basically no such bumper car in the country. Moreover, it was a right-hand steering car. Lin Chao thought that Xiao Chen would drive it clumsily. Even if he could get used to it, it would take some time. Who would have thought that Xiao Chen could drift as soon as he got on the car? Could it be that he had played with this kind of car before? But it was possible. This kind of young master from an aristocratic family might have traveled abroad before. This kind of car was very common in large amusement parks abroad. What the F***ck, he went for wool and came home shorn. The car that was shipped over from abroad after so much effort wasn't of much use. Lin Chao had been practicing and adapting to this car for a long time, but he still couldn't master the forward drift, let alone the backward drift. Shen Jingxian didn't play with cars, but she knew how to drive. She had also seen some racing movies and competitions. At this time, when she saw that Xiaochen could drift backward with the bumper car, her beautiful eyes couldn't help but flash with surprise. In the past, she had never heard that Xiaochen knew how to race. In the past few years, Shen Jingxuan's impression of Xiaochen was that he was ignorant, incompetent, and a lecherous playboy. But now, it seemed that he was indeed lecherous. But how was he ignorant and incompetent? If he was ignorant and incompetent, then there was no one else in the aristocratic family. Even if he was born in the Shen family, with the talent and strength that Xiaochen displayed now, he probably wouldn't even need to compete to be the heir of the family. Although the heir of a family depended on overall strength, such as a marriage alliance, when one's strength exceeded others by too much, these external factors became fleeting. It was easier for an outstanding family leader to lead a family to the peak, which was much more reliable than a marriage alliance. What if Xiaochen could be roped into the Shen family? As soon as this thought came to mind, Shen Jingxian couldn't help but shake her head. No matter how outstanding Xiaochen was, he could only be the son-in-law of the Shen family at most. It was impossible for him to become the heir of the Shen family. In this way, his role to the Shen family was actually limited, especially since Xiaochen represented one person, not a family. Even if he was an outstanding talent, without the support of a family, it was useless. Among the children of aristocratic families, there were many young martial arts geniuses. These people were outstanding and famous at a young age, but could you say that there were no independent cultivators comparable to them? In fact, it was not the case. It was just that independent cultivators without the support of a family, their individual strength was ultimately limited. No matter how outstanding a person was, without a corresponding platform, he wouldn't be able to display his talent. Thinking of this, Shen Jingxian felt a little sorry for Xiaochen. If he wasn't born in the Xiao family that was on the decline, perhaps Xiaochen would become an outstanding talent of his generation. However, it was also possible now, but from nothing to something, it would take a long time. Her brother couldn't wait, and the Shen family couldn't wait either. Shen Jingxian was very conflicted. She didn't want to be with Chen Jinpeng anymore. Of course, although Xiaochen dodged a few times, most of the time, he still met Lin Chao head-on. This was because dodging alone couldn't push the opponent out of the circle, and that wouldn't be considered a victory. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a winner even if he dodged for a day, and the competition would continue endlessly. Fortunately, the bumper cars were professional, even if they collided, there wouldn't be any damage. However, what made Xiaochen a little confused was that Lin Chao purposely knocked Xiaochen in one direction. As for the other directions, Lin Chao didn't care. For example, there was a time when it seemed like a good opportunity. Xiaochen's car was at the edge of the circle, and as long as Lin Chao knocked over, he might knock Xiaochen's car out. Of course, this was only on the surface. Xiaochen could deal with it, but Lin Chao didn't know. Lin Chao actually didn't grasp such a good opportunity and let it go. This made Xiaochen very puzzled. What was this person trying to do? However, as Lin Chao's intentions became more and more obvious, Xiaochen also began to have doubts. Could it be that there was a problem with the direction Lin Chao wanted to hit? Thinking about it, it was really possible. After confirming that there was a problem, Xiaochen released his divine sense and began to investigate the situation there. In the end, he found the problem with a little investigation. It turned out that in that direction, there was a deep pit. He didn't know what it was used to build, but it should be an underground amusement facility. However, after it was dug, it was covered with something, so it couldn't be seen from the outside. The pit was very deep, and there were some sharp angle irons in it. If someone fell in and pierced through the car, there was basically no chance of survival for the people in the car. Of course, even without these angle irons, falling from this height wouldn't be any better. At this moment, Xiaochen finally understood. No wonder Lin Chao would create such a simple competition. It turned out that he had dug a pit and was waiting here. After confirming this point, Xiaochen pondered for a moment and had an idea. What is he trying to do? Why does he keep knocking us in this direction? Shen Jingxian also found the problem. She looked at Lin Chao with a conspiratorial heart, so she had to be suspicious of everything Lin Chao did. In the end, she really found the problem. This made Xiaochen couldn't help but admire Shen Jingxian's sharp judgment. He nodded and said, "There is a big pit over there. There are some upright angle irons and steel bars in the big pit. If we fall in, we will become a sieve." How did you know? Shen Jingxian was stunned. "I guessed," said Xiaochen. "I don't believe it." Shen Jingxian snorted. "You didn't even tell me. I don't want to be with you anymore." Xiaochen was slightly stunned. He didn't expect Shen Jingxian to say such a sentence. Is she treating me as one of them? However, Xiaochen shook his head and told the truth. "I sensed it. My perception is stronger than others." Shen Jingxian was stunned. "Perception? I'll let you see what it means to not seek death." Xiaochen knew Lin Chao's purpose and had a plan. He took the initiative to drive the car in that direction. Lin Chao saw Xiaochen go over, and he was overjoyed. He quickly started the car and rushed over. However, Xiaochen stopped the car and seemed to be waiting for Lin Chao to come over. Previously, Xiaochen was in such a situation several times, so Lin Chao wasn't surprised. He started the car and quickly crashed in the direction of Xiaochen. Lin Chao's driving skills weren't bad. Moreover, he had a key trump card that Xiaochen didn't know, and that was the jet-type acceleration. This was the hidden function of this bumper car. Only Lin Chao knew how to use it. It needed to be activated with a wireless device. The car's original control panel didn't have this function button. Therefore, even if Xiaochen stopped there, as long as he accelerated, then Xiaochen wouldn't be able to avoid it at all. This was because he needed time to start the car and drive it. Chapter 273. The bumper car wasn't like an ordinary car. When the bumper car was just started, it couldn't accelerate at all. Hence, in Lin Chao's opinion, as long as he controlled the angle and rushed over, Xiaochen would definitely die. What is he doing? Xiaochen, why aren't you leaving? We're going to be hit by him. Shen Jingxian looked at Lin Chao, who was rushing over, in horror. Oh, there's no hurry. A cold smile flashed across Xiaochen's face. Lin Chao started the jet system. In his opinion, Xiaochen had nowhere to run. At that moment, Xiaochen also started the bumper car's jet system. Xiaochen's car shot forward with a whoosh. This jet system was modified in both cars. The purpose was to prevent Xiaochen from choosing between the two cars. If the other car didn't have it, then Lin Chao wouldn't be able to use it. Moreover, this system could only be controlled by the corresponding wireless button. Normally, it couldn't be activated from the control panel. Hence, Lin Chao wasn't worried that Xiaochen would find out. However, this time, Xiaochen had learned his lesson from the previous brake problem. Once he got in the car, he used his yuan qi to check the bumper car. In the end, he discovered an additional jet system that couldn't be controlled. Of course, others couldn't activate it, but it didn't mean that Xiaochen couldn't. Xiaochen injected his yuan qi directly into it, and the device would be activated. Hence, when Lin Chao hit him, Xiaochen's car shot forward with a whoosh. Lin Chao didn't even hit him. As for Lin Chao, he was shocked. The jet system had been activated. Even if he stepped on the brake, it would be too late. Previously, he had made precise rehearsals and calculations. After his car crashed into Xiaochen's car, it would stop for a moment due to the resistance. This would cancel out the thrust of the jet. With the assistance of the brakes, his car would be able to stop steadily at the edge of the circle. Although the jet system only sprayed once, the speed had already increased. The car was still rushing forward due to inertia. Unless it hit something, otherwise, as a result, Lin Chao was met with tragedy. Even if he wanted to turn the steering wheel, it was too late. This was because Xiao Chen had left the moment he was about to crash into him. Lin Chao was already close to the edge of the circle at that moment. Then, he charged straight into the huge pit outside the circle. The pit was not small. Even if he changed the direction of the car at the last minute, he would not be able to avoid the pit. Hence, with a few poochie sounds, Lin Chao and his bumper cars became porcupines. Even in death, he couldn't understand why the jet system of Xiao Chen's bumper cars had been activated. This didn't make sense, but he couldn't ask this question. Li Shanling's expression was very ugly. This jet system was made by him, and only he and Lin Chao knew about it. How did Xiao Chen know about it? This was something that even Chao Yuliang and Chen Jinpeng didn't know about. Previously, Li Shanling was afraid that they would leak the secret, so he didn't mention these things in detail. But now, what puzzled Li Shanling the most was that even if Xiao Chen found out about the jet system, he wouldn't know how to use it. Shen Jingxian took a deep breath. Lin Chao was really dead. The poochie sound was accompanied by a scream. It was as if a person had been pierced by a bayonet. It made her heart tremble. It was hard for her to imagine that a life had been lost just like that. Looking at the indifferent expression of Xiao Chen beside her, Shen Jingxian was a little confused. In fact, she also knew that the world of martial artists was different from that of ordinary people. It was just that cruel. This was a level that ordinary people might not be able to reach in their lifetime. But once you entered this level, you would become helpless. If Xiao Chen didn't get rid of them, they would want to get rid of Xiao Chen. Another one died. Shen Jingxian sighed. If you can avoid killing people, it's better not to kill people. You will be exposed sooner or later. Let's talk about it, when I am exposed. Xiao Chen wanted to say that he would have the strength to face it calmly. But suddenly, Xiao Chen remembered that he hadn't broken through and leveled up for a long time. He didn't know when he could break through. Shen Jingxian didn't say anything. She knew that she couldn't stop Xiao Chen. She said quietly, "Let's get out of the car." Xiao Chen and Shen Jingxian got out of the car. Li Shanling walked over with Chao Yuliang and Chen Jinpeng with a gloomy face. Li Shanling glanced at Lin Chao, who was in the big pit, and knew that he wouldn't survive. He was secretly annoyed, but he knew that it had nothing to do with Lin Chao. The mistake this time was entirely because the jet system in Xiao Chen's car had suddenly started. Oh, my cousin-in-law is really a transformer. His car can even jet, just like Megatron. Jean Beibei ran over while shouting. Megatron is a bad guy, Cheng Menjing said. Beibei likes bad guys. Jean Beibei said. I don't like bad guys, Cheng Menjing said. Alright then. That's Optimus Prime, Jean Beibei agreed. Boss Xiao Chen, how come your car can jet? Chen Jinpeng asked tentatively. He was also a little puzzled. During the competition just now, Li Shanling had explained that there was only one remote control, which was in Lin Chao's hands. It was a remote control that could control two cars, and there were two buttons on it. Could it be that Lin Chao pressed the wrong button before he died? However, there was no way to prove it. Lin Chao was dead. Who knew whether he pressed the button or not? I don't know either. I saw Lin Chao's car hit me. I was flirting with Jingxian. I was so scared that I couldn't react in time. In the end, my car suddenly dashed out. I don't know what happened. Xiao Chen said. Then I saw Lin Chao drive out by himself. Chen Jinpeng was a little speechless. Although he didn't believe Xiaochen at all when he said that he was flirting with Shen Jingxian, he also felt disgusted as if he had eaten a fly when Shen Jingxian didn't deny it. In fact, he used to be Xiaochen's underling. Whether Xiaochen could catch up with Shen Jingxian or not, he was very clear. Shen Jingxian was such a goddess. It was impossible for her to fall for Xiaochen. However, Chen Jinpeng still felt uncomfortable. I won, right? Since Lin Chao is dead, quickly give me the ancient jade. I'm going back. Xiaochen said. Li Shanying hesitated. He also knew that he couldn't fall out with Xiaochen at this moment. On the surface, Chao Yuliang and Chen Jinpeng were still on Xiaochen's side. If he went back on his word and Xiaochen ordered them to snatch it, they couldn't not do it. If they didn't do it, their identity would be exposed. It would be difficult to assassinate Xiaochen next time. Forget it, I'll just take it as it's in his hands. I'll get it back when the time comes. Alright, as Lin Chao's friend, I'll make the decision for him. If you're willing to bet, you must be willing to lose. This is also the professional ethics of an excellent racer. As Li Shanying spoke, he placed the box containing the ancient jade in front of Xiaochen. Xiaochen directly took out the 2 pieces of jade with spiritual energy. I'll take these 2. You can take the rest back. Li Shanying suddenly felt a little heartache. The remaining 3 pieces of ancient jade were not ancient jade at all. It was needless to say that 2 of them were fakes. As for the remaining piece, although it was real jade, it wasn't ancient jade. It was a piece of jade that was mined in the modern era. Although its value wasn't low, it didn't have much collection value. It couldn't be compared to the 2 pieces that Xiaochen took away. Then I'll be going back. Young Master Xiao, your driving skills are indeed impressive. I reckon that Lin Chao has died wholeheartedly. It's not unjust for him to die under the opponent's car. Li Shanying said gloomily. He had suffered a double loss in today's races. Not only had he blinded one of his eyes, but even Lin Chao had died. But then again, it had nothing to do with Xiaochen at all. If these were done by Xiaochen, he could use this as a pretext to make a fuss and take action. At that time, even if he took action within the boundaries of the Songning Martial Artist Guild, there would still be a reason. Otherwise, even Chong Long, who had a deep relationship with the Martial Artist Guild's headquarters, wouldn't dare to break the rules at this moment. After all, the Martial Artist Guild wasn't a monopoly. There was still the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, which was in charge of supervision. And these tragedies were all accidents. His eye was blinded because he insisted on looking at the tire, and it wasn't Xiaochen who punctured the tire. Lin Chao rushed into the pit himself, and Xiaochen didn't hit him. This had nothing to do with Xiaochen at all. Oh, take care. If Lin Chao's friends, relatives, or fellow apprentices aren't convinced and want to challenge me, just get them to prepare the ancient jade. Xiaochen felt that Li Shanying was a rich man, and he definitely had some ancient jade in his house. He was a little reluctant to let him leave just like that. He was an enemy, so he had to let him display his greatest value before he died. He had to let him die meaningfully, and die a worthy death. Otherwise, wouldn't he have died in vain? Shen Jingxian held back her laughter. This was the rhythm of Xiaochen continuing to trick people. However, even if Li Shanying knew, he would probably fall for it. Alright, I'll pass on the message when I get back. Li Shanying heaved a sigh of relief. If Xiaochen continued to accept challenges, then there wouldn't be a problem. He was just afraid that Xiaochen would hide. If that happened, he would really be helpless. Young Master Chao, you're the host. Can you send me off? Alright, then Jinpeng and I will send you off. Chao Yuliang nodded. Just in time, Jingxian, come to my house to play. Cheng Menjing invited. Ah. Okay. Shen Jingxuan's heart skipped a beat. She didn't know why, when she went to Cheng Menjiang's villa, the first thing she thought of wasn't Cheng Menjiang, but Xiaochen. Chen Jinpeng also didn't want Shen Jingxian to participate in Li Shaniying's matter. He knew that Shen Jingxian and Cheng Menjiang had a good relationship. If Cheng Menjiang was revealed, it would be over. Moreover, if she knew the truth, she wouldn't dare to get in Xiao Chen's car again. Xiao Chen would definitely suspect that there was a problem. Fortunately, when he told Shen Jingxian today, he didn't say anything. He only said that Li Shanying was Li Shanpao's younger brother, and that he came to find Xiao Chen to help his younger brother vent his anger and teach Xiao Chen a lesson. He didn't say that he wanted to kill Xiao Chen. In this way, in the eyes of normal people, it was just to let Xiao Chen lose the competition. However, Shen Jingxian had already seen that something was wrong before, so she naturally linked it to this. Chen Jinpeng thought that Goddess Shen was not smart. Chapter 274. Jean Beibei's Panamera could not be driven, and Xiao Chen did not have a car. Therefore, Xiao Chen turned his head and looked at Li Shanying. "Hey, you have 2 cars. Give me one. You asked me to come to the race, but you drove my car into pieces. You even pretended that nothing had happened. What's going on? Are you asking me to refuse the next race? Then, Boss Xiao Chen, you can drive my car," Chen Jinpeng said quickly. "I'm talking to Lin Chao's friend. Little Shed, you are one of us. You don't have to be polite with me." Xiao Chen waved his hand and said. Li Shanying was a little annoyed. "You came to race and drove your car into pieces. How dare you ask me for a car? You didn't come here for nothing. You won 2 pieces of ancient jade. Why are you complaining?" However, he was also afraid that Xiao Chen would be unhappy and refuse the challenge in the future. Therefore, he had no choice but to hand the key of his Range Rover to Xiao Chen. "You can drive my car. Is that okay?" "Oh, that's more like it." Xiao Chen took the car key without hesitation and then said to Chen Jinpeng, "You send the Panamera to the 4S shop for repair. Tell them that it belongs to Jean Beibei. Is that okay?" "No problem." Chen Jinpeng nodded and thought, "This is obviously my Panamera. But I don't dare to say it. I have to run the errand for nothing. But isn't this what an underling should do?" He had to continue to play the role of an underling. "Pay the money by the way." Xiao Chen patted Chen Jinpeng's shoulder and said, "I'll treat you to a meal next time. Come to my youtiao stall. You can eat as much as you want." Chen Jinpeng found some comfort in the first half of the sentence. He thought that he didn't do it for nothing. It was okay to have a meal. But he almost cried at the end. "How many youtiao can you eat? I'll choke to death." "Okay." Chen Jinpeng nodded. "Thank you." Xiao Chen got in the Land Rover. Jean Beibei sat in the passenger seat, while Shen Jingxian and Cheng Menjiang sat in the back. The 4 of them drove away from the Ma Liwan construction site. Watching them leave, Li Shanying finally lost his temper. F***ck their ancestors. This kid's luck is pretty good, huh? Xiao Chen does have some dog shit luck. Otherwise, a piece of trash like him wouldn't be able to live until now. Chao Yuliang nodded. His face was a little ugly because he also thought that Xiao Chen would definitely die this time. There were hidden dangers in every match, but Xiao Chen was able to avoid them. This was really overflowing with luck. If Xiao Chen doesn't die this time, it will be even more difficult to kill him next time. Li Shanying frowned. "I didn't expect there to be so many twists and turns to kill a small fry. Young Master Li, do you know my difficulties now?" Chao Yuliang sighed. "I've always wanted to kill him, but this guy's luck is off the charts. I can't do anything about it." "That's true. Some people are born with good luck. They don't have any tricks up their sleeves." Li Shaniying said helplessly, even if it's a race next time, Xiaochen will definitely be more vigilant. We can't choose the Ma Liwan construction site again. The remaining 2 plots that we designed previously can't be used. Other race tracks don't have such a terrain environment. We can only create it again. Chen Jinpeng said, anyway, this kid Xiaochen is greedy for money. When the time comes, we can promise him a lot of benefits. We don't have to worry that he won't be fooled. How can a race not be dangerous? Didn't Li Shanpao and Lin Chao die? The fact that he can continue proves that he is mentally prepared. That's true. Li Shaniying nodded and said, okay, then let's stop for a while. I'll think of a way. Okay, young Master Li. Chao Yuliang wanted Xiaochen to die as soon as possible. Otherwise, the person behind him would be furious. The 3 of them cleaned up the scene. Lin Chao's body was naturally dealt with by the people that Chao Yuliang had found. Then, they left the Ma Liwan construction site. Xiaochen drove the car in the direction of the villa area. Sister Jingxian, did you flirt with my cousin-in-law in the bumper car just now? Jean Beibei asked. Shen Jingxian was a little overwhelmed by Jean Beibei's sudden question. In the bumper car, the seats were connected. It was inevitable that the 2 of them would have physical contact. But at that time, Shen Jingxian really didn't think too much about it. Although she felt a little shy and her heart was racing, she had had much bolder contact on the island. So, it was not a big deal. Besides, Shen Jingxian didn't reject this kind of feeling at all. It was like a little trick between lovers, which made people want to reject it even if they wanted to. Shen Jingxian didn't know if she had found the feeling of being in love. But she didn't reject this kind of feeling at all. She even looked forward to it. Seeing that Shen Jingxian didn't say anything, Cheng Menjing thought that Shen Jingxian was embarrassed. So, she said, all right, Beibei, I don't think that Xiaochen dares to take advantage of my bestie. I'll deal with him when I get home. Shen Jingxian smiled guiltily. She felt that she couldn't face her bestie anymore. In the past, they could talk about anything. But now, Shen Jingxian had her own secrets. Before, they could talk about their feelings about Xiaochen, Chen Jinkuan, and Chen Jinpeng freely. But now, when Cheng Menjing talked about Xiaochen, she suddenly didn't dare to continue the conversation. By the way, what do you want to have for dinner? I'll cook for you. Xiaochen changed the topic. He could see that Shen Jingxian was embarrassed, but he was a little excited. What is the relationship between me and Shen Jingxian? In the past, Xiaochen might have only been able to have intimate contact with Shen Jingxian in his dreams, and he was afraid that he would have used force. But now, everything had become natural, and Goddess Shen had done it willingly. By the way, Jingxian, Xiaochen's cooking is very delicious. I'll order him to cook for you later, said Cheng Menjing. Isn't that too troublesome? Shen Jingxian said, in fact, we can just find a place to eat. It's his honor. Cheng Menjing said, I don't want to eat ordinary people's cooking. Yeah, I'm very happy to serve Mississippi, Xiaochen said. He felt that the eldest young mistress and Shen Jingxian had completely different personalities. How could the 2 of them become best friends? However, the 2 should have begun to influence each other. It was just that the other personality was hidden by the main personality. After passing by a farmer's shop, Xiaochen got out of the car to buy some meat and vegetables. Then, he brought them back to the villa. I'm not too hungry. Cousin Menjing, why don't we play something first? Jean Beibei suggested. That's fine. What do you think, Jingxian? Cheng Menjing asked. After all, Shen Jingxian was a guest. Okay, I'm not very hungry either. Shen Jingxian shook her head. So, they discussed what game to play. Xiaochen went to the kitchen to tidy up the vegetables and meat. They could be used directly later. Then, Xiaochen added some primordial qi to make the vegetables and meat more delicious. In other words, they would be delicious no matter how they were cooked. After everything was done, Xiaochen came out, and the three ladies also came to a conclusion after their discussion. When Jean Bebe saw Xiaochen, she hopped and said, "Cousin-in-law, let's play hide-and-seek. This villa is big. It's perfect for hide-and-seek." "Oh, okay." Xiaochen was playing with them. So, it didn't matter. He nodded and said, "Now. Who should catch and who should hide?" "Two people in a group. Cousin Menjing and I will team up," Jean Bebe said. "Oh. Then let Jingxian and Xiaochen hide first. Let's go look for them." Cheng Menjing said, "I'm going to the bathroom to wash my hair. I got dusty in the construction site just now. I'm a clean person. How can I tolerate the existence of dust?" "Then Sister Jingxian will hide first. Cousin, you can hide later. Otherwise, if they come to an agreement and create a diversion, it won't be good for us to find them," Jean Bebe said. In fact, she was planning to let Shen Jingxian disturb Yi Xiaoya accidentally. The cold girl locked herself in her room all day long. There was no telling what she was doing, but it was certainly something that could not be disturbed. Therefore, Jean Bebe did not mind adding a little trouble to her. After all, Shen Jingxian was a guest. Yi Xiaoya could only hold it back when she went to the wrong room. There was nothing she could say. If she dared to say anything, Jean Bebe could seize the opportunity to talk to her and make her retreat in defeat. "Oh, whatever. Xiaochen, go and test the water temperature for me," Cheng Menjing said. "Okay." Xiaochen went to the bathroom to test the water temperature and found that it was just right. Then, he asked Cheng Menjing to come over. Actually, Xiaochen didn't reject the Missy's orders at all. A tsundere girl had her cute side, and not everyone had the princess syndrome. Moreover, although Cheng Menjing looked fierce on the surface like she was a queen, in reality, she had a meticulous and kind side that was easy to overlook. This was the side that Xiaochen was most touched by, and also the side that he had the most favorable impression of the eldest Mississippi. In the past, Xiaochen could only be said to have a kind of possessive desire towards his fiancée, Cheng Menjing. If they were to talk about love, it definitely couldn't compare to his love for Shen Jingxian. But right now, Xiaochen realized that it would not be a bad idea if he really married the lady. Shen Jingxian went upstairs to hide. To Jean Bebe's disappointment, she did not seem to disturb Yi Xiaoya. Therefore, Jean Bebe lost the chance to challenge Yi Xiaoya. Xiaochen also went upstairs to hide. After going upstairs, Xiaochen directly pushed open the door of a guest room and walked in. Then, he pushed open a closet next to it and stuck himself inside. Ah! When the closet was opened, Shen Jingxian thought that she had been found. She was just about to come out when someone came in, which gave her a shock. However, when she smelled the familiar man's scent, Shen Jingxian knew who it was. "Xiaochen, what are you doing?" Shen Jingxian could remember Xiaochen's scent, which surprised even herself. Xiaochen did not answer but squeezed into the closet directly. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.